Good evening, Warriors football fans, and welcome to another WarriorsNationBlog.com contest tonight. As we come into you live here, as we're getting ready to watch the Warriors football team take on the Graham G-Men, who visit Central Warrior Stadium here at Central High School for another high school Friday night football contest. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight, listening to me and my partner tonight, Kelly Foster. Kelly, last time we were here, no, it's been about a month ago. The Warriors took on Eastside Spartans. I guess it was a month ago. Since then, we've had a bye week and a couple of away games, so we haven't been able to bring you any contests. But last time we saw these Warriors, they were victorious over the Spartans of Eastside by a couple of touchdowns at a hard-fought game. But lots happened since then. Kelly, can you kind of run down what's happened over the last few weeks?
Well, Chris, I remember being here on opening night and didn't really know what to expect out of this football team, and we got a big win against the East Side to start out the season in our non-conference schedule. Then we had the bye week, so any kind of momentum that you gained because of the victory over East Side, you kind of lost during the bye week. Then we traveled. We had our first Mountain 7 district contest against the Ridgeview Wolfpack, who are one of the best teams in the state of Virginia. That one didn't go too well for the Warriors, losing that game big, 54-0. And then last week, we had another non-conference tilt against Virginia High. That game actually got pushed back to Thursday because of Hurricane Florence. And Warriors fell behind early, mounted a rally late, but eventually fell short to the Bearcats 41-27. So right now, the Warriors stand 1-2 overall, 0-1 in the Mountain 7 with this non-district contest tonight against Graham.
So, yeah, you mentioned the Warriors have lost 2 straight games, again, that one against Ridgeview. Since that game against the Warriors, Ridgeview's gone on to beat Union, and what I heard was a really good fought football game. And then you mentioned last week against the Virginia High Bearcats, Central fell behind by, several scores there in the first half. So you come into the night with a 2-game losing streak, and you might think that perhaps the Warriors are kind of in a little down mode, but you did mention there in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, the Warriors fought back, actually cut that from a 2 or 3 score game down to a 1-score game, and was just unable to stop Virginia High there late. I think they gave up another late touchdown, yeah. But a little momentum at least coming into this game tonight against Graham.
I think so, Chris. Last week at the half, the Warriors were down 27-7. Actually, in the fourth quarter of that football game, it was a 34-27 contest. So we come back and made it a 1-score game, and then Virginia High added a late touchdown to take the win. But what you hope has happened is the Warriors have gained some momentum because of the good play in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter of their last football game. So maybe that translates over tonight. As I'm sitting here watching Graham, Graham rolls in at 2-1 out of the Southwest District. They're a really good football team.
Yeah, you mentioned Graham. Again, going back to Central here real quick, this is the first home game we've had since that opening week. Again, it feels like it's been forever ago that we were sitting here bringing you guys the coverage of that Central and East Side game. Again, that was a great game, kind of a back-and-forth game. Started off a little slow, and then things really got fired up there in the second quarter. Both teams going up and down the field. But this is the first time Central's played a home game in front of the home crowd since that opening week. Since then, the Warriors have dropped 2 straight road games. But again, we come in home tonight, but face what expect to be a pretty tough task here against the Graham G-Men. As you said, they're winners of their last 2. They started off the season with an opening loss to Bluefield, and then have come in tonight with 2 straight victories, led by what I've kind of studied up on today, a pretty good quarterback and running back combination.
Yeah, Cameron Allen, that's going to be a name that we're calling a lot tonight. He is a 6'2", 185-pound senior quarterback for Graham. I've read some articles on Graham this week, and especially Cameron Allen, who's being recruited by Purdue. And anytime you're getting recruited by a Big Ten school like Purdue, like the Boilermakers, you better believe you can play some football. Yeah. So he's a name we got to keep an eye on tonight. We were watching him out here during the pregame warm-ups. He's throwing off his back foot 40 yards, no problem. Got great arm strength.
Yeah, we were watching there, like you said, about 5-10 minutes ago when they were doing some of their warm-ups and their pregame stretches, and Allen was rolling out to his right and throwing off the wrong foot, and the ball was still going at least 40, if not 45 yards in the air off the wrong foot all the way into the end zone. So he, like you said, he definitely looks like the real deal. You know, like you said, if you're going to a Big Ten school as a quarterback, you must have something special. I believe there might be a quarterback or two playing on Sundays right now that either came from Purdue or
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. That's the one I was thinking. Possibly one of the best quarterbacks in the game today. He's a Purdue product. So here we are tonight, our Central Warriors coming off 2 straight losses now, facing a Division I prospect quarterback. But like I said, last time we came in here, we were watching the Warriors here at home. It was a passing attack from Eastside, and the Warriors held up and were able to come out of that game with a couple touchdown wins. At times the defensive secondary looked a little outmatched against the passing game, but in the end they bowled up and got that win. But it's going to take an A+ effort tonight from these young Warriors if we're going to be able to stop the passing attack of Cameron Allen and Graham.
It is going to take an A+ effort, and it's going to take an A+ effort in all 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. I think one of the keys to the game tonight for Central is going to be long, sustained drives. Graham has an explosive offense, so you want to keep – anytime you're playing a team with an explosive offense, you want to try to keep the ball away from them. So some long, sustained drives by the Warrior offense. The Warrior defense has got to create some turnovers tonight to give the offense some short field to work with. So, and in the kicking game, I mean, a lot of times we overlook the kicking game, but the kicking game tonight could be very important to how this thing plays out. So a tall task, but, we're here at home. We got the home crowd behind us, and so we're expecting good things tonight out of our Warriors.
Yeah, that opening game that we brought to you guys live against Eastside, the kicking game was very vital, especially the return team for the Warriors. Several big returns, especially early in the game, where the Warriors got pretty good field position and set themselves up for some scores. That's going to be very important tonight too. If the Central Warriors can keep field position and just put some points up on the board, it will help them keep up with this high-powered, Graham G-Men offense. We've talked about Cameron Allen. I looked today, and they've got another good either running back / wide receiver in senior Christopher Chenault. Saw some video clips of him today, and anytime he gets the ball in his hands, he looked like a very tough guy to bring down.
Chenault is a 6'1", 200-pound senior. So, I mean, he's a load.
Yeah, senior running back who, from what we can see in pre-games, is built like a professional linebacker.
Yeah, absolutely. And also was noticed in pregame, a number 6 Booker. He's a junior, a 5'8", 205-pound junior, and he looked like he reminded me of Jerome Bettis.
Yeah,
so,
that Travis Booker. Look up and down the Graham G-Men lineup, and again you see senior 215 pounds from Jazz Reed. Travis Booker, 205-pound junior. Peyton Kaiser, a junior, 210 pounds. Chenault, a running back / wide receiver, 200-pound senior. So all up and down the lineup. And then you got
those are skill players.
Yeah, and then you got the quarterback Allen comes in at 6'2", 185. So even when he decides to take off with it, he's going to be a load to bring down. We look at here on the field right now, and the Central Warriors band comes out for a little pregame festivities, preparing the crowd for a little music and eventually the national anthem. Looking over at the scoreboard, we're about 11 minutes away from opening kickoff here in the Week 5. It'll be the Warriors Week 4 contest again. The Warriors taking on the Graham G-Men in a very tough VHSL Division II game. At this time, we'd like to thank the sponsors who helped make Warriors football possible here for Kelly and I to bring you these games. Tonight's game sponsor is Shade Tree Landscaping. They provide professional tree service and landscaping. So if you need some tree service or landscaping done either around your house or around your business, give them a call. Their phone number is 276-328-1415. Again, tonight's game sponsor is Shade Tree Landscaping, providing professional tree service and landscaping. And again, their phone number is 276-328-1415. Our first down sponsor tonight will be England Consulting Group. So every time the Central Warriors get a first down, we'll be thanking England Consulting Group for being our Warriors first down sponsor. Some other sponsors that we'd like to thank who either brought you some previous broadcasts here on Central Warriors, blog.com. We'd like to thank Lonesome Pine Country Club. They were the sponsor for our Week 1 contest there against Eastside. There is still a coupon available that will help you get a discounted round of golf at Lonesome Pine Country Club. You can go to warriornationblog.com to print off that coupon. It is still valid through October the 31st. Again, if you'd like to play a round of golf at one of the best quality golf courses here in Southwest Virginia, visit Lonesome Pine Country Club and go to warriornationsblog.com to get that coupon. We'd also like to thank Evan Sturgill Photography for help making this broadcast possible. And again, as I mentioned, Shade Tree Landscaping for being tonight's game sponsor, and England Consulting Group for being the first down sponsor for tonight. Again, the Central Warriors band is out on the field. We are 9 minutes away from kickoff here. It's a beautiful night up here at the Central Warriors Stadium, here on the campus of Central Warriors High School. We still see several people rolling in here. The crowd on the home side filling in quite nicely. It looks like we're about maybe 3/4 of the way packed here. Looking over to my right, the student section's kind of getting fired up, ready to go. The theme tonight would be, I guess, American night or United States night or just
America.
American night. Looking at some of the students, I'm going to have to call some of them out here by name. Jordan Bishop, one of the varsity basketball players here for the Central Warriors, decked out in a gorgeous red, white, and blue patterned American flag shirt, a nice cowboy hat, and I guess we'll call them jorts or some blue jean shorts that I don't think would pass the school dress code if he was to wear them to school, Kelly.
Yeah. No, they're definitely not passing the dress code.
Basically, what Kelly's trying to say, that nothing I can do to describe his outfit tonight will do it justice. If you want to see it for yourself, you're going to have to come to the game tonight and check it out. Again, we've got several students over here decked out in the red, white, and blue, hoping to cheer on the Warriors to victory tonight. Looking across the way at the Graham G-Men crowd, Kelly, I can probably count the crowd on the other side on about two hands.
A little sparse over on the other side.
Yeah, it looks like maybe 50 would be a stretch.
50.
Yeah, if you count
50 to 75.
If you count the band, maybe 75 fans of the G-Men have made the trip here to Wise to watch tonight's contest. So still plenty of seats here, especially on the G-Men side if you're a fan of Graham. And if you're a fan of the Warriors, you need to hurry up and get here. Like I said, about 3/4 of the way filled up. And if you're not coming, we would like to thank you for tuning in here to us tonight. Listen to me and Kelly bring you the game and hopefully broadcast a Warriors victory. At this time, the band appears prepared to play the Star Spangled Banner, so Kelly and I will step aside and turn it over to the Central Warriors Marching Band for the National Anthem. Again, another great job there tonight by the Central Warriors Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Ben Harding. Again, me and Ben got to be pretty close there during the Warriors basketball season. Mr. Harding would come and sing the national anthem at a lot of the Warriors basketball games. Somehow or another, I got the responsibility of being the guy who did the player introductions. Someone out there, I guess, felt like I did a good job. Maybe someone who doesn't listen very well. But again, Ben was over singing the national anthem and does an outstanding job here with the Warriors marching band. Some of the marching band members appear to be decked out in some Hawaiian gear here tonight. But again, great job right there by the Warriors marching band. We're down about 4.5 minutes until kickoff. Kelly, you got anything you'd like to say here as we prepare for the game?
Well, 4.5 minutes to kick off. It's football time here in Wise. Beautiful night for football. We've had, this is our second home game. And this is the second game in a row at home where we've had perfect weather. The sun has ducked behind some clouds, and now we're getting set for some Central Warrior football, and we just are excited to see what these guys can do here against the Graham G-Men. Now the G-Men, that's a football name.
The G-Men.
That's pretty good.
Is the G short for anything?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But they do have the Green Bay Packers / Grambling logo.
They do, and that has to account for something.
I guess
that's a historical G.
Yeah, especially if you are a Green Bay Packer fan, like you will be this weekend, correct?
No,
okay,
absolutely not, because my Redskins are going to defeat the Green Bay Packers in Washington this weekend.
Yeah, so unfortunately for me, I'm surrounded on both sides by Washington Redskins fans here for tonight. So don't feel too sorry for me if you're listening to the game right now. I can't really help it.
This coming from a Bengals fan.
That is true.
But we have a displaced Cowboys fan over here next to us.
Yeah. So maybe we don't know what we're doing at this point. We're here. We are broadcasting the game. We've got Redskins, Bengals, and the Cowboys. Oh my!
Not a whole lot of playoff experience there in the last 20 years.
Playoff experience. I don't even know what a playoff win is at this point. I think the last time my team won a playoff game, I was in kindergarten or diapers or something.
It was a long time ago.
It was. Again, some pregame festivities going on. J.W. Sayers out here presenting the game ball to Wildcat Pharmacy and some of the fine folks down there in Pound here to accept tonight's game ball. The referees and captains are starting to gather up on either side of the field. Again, we're about 2.5 minutes away from kickoff. As you mentioned, Kelly, just another gorgeous night here for some football. About that time of the season where, it's starting to get a little cooler. We seem to be stuck in summer still during the day. Nice, humid, hot days, but we're starting to trickle in the fall. The sun's starting to set a little bit earlier, rising a little bit later, but we still haven't quite gotten to that crisp fall football air yet, but just a gorgeous night. It's
getting close. As one of my good buddies always says, it's jacket weather. It's getting close to being jacket weather. Now, when he says jacket weather, he doesn't mean like overcoat, but just a little light jacket. That's when it's the best. That's when it's the best.
I used to have an old coach up at J.J. Kelly. Used to love the fall, and used to always reference, you knew it was fall when the leaves started to hit the ground. And I believe you've been around that coach here a little bit here lately, old Coach Robbie Stinson. He used to be my old cross-country coach back in the day, and he used to love that fall, crisp air and the leaves changing color. And when them leaves start to hit the ground, you knew it was fall. We're not quite there yet. The leaves still haven't started to change, but I expect we're about another month away, and we'll start to see the typical Southwest Virginia fall weather. Referees and the captains are now meeting out at midfield. Looks like the coin toss is about underway, right outside on the Wishbone C here at the 50-yard line. Again, we're coming to you live from Central Stadium. Tonight's contest between the Central Warriors and the Graham G-Men. Again, tonight's game is brought to you by Shade Tree Landscaping, professional tree and landscaping service. If you need some landscaping done around your house, give them a call, 276-328-1415. It appears the head referee has just flipped the coin, and some final comments here between the captains, and we'll be ready to get underway. Again, the clock down to just under 40 seconds. Referee now about to inform us as to what's about to happen. It looks like the Warriors have won the opening kickoff and have elected to receive. So the Warriors will get the ball first tonight, Kelly.
Well, that's, you kind of want to play defense first in big games like this, but I'm not so sure that receiving the football tonight is such a bad thing. Maybe we get the opening kickoff and like we talked about earlier, sustain a long drive that ends in some points and put a little pressure on the G-men.
Yeah, getting points early, or at least if nothing else, killing some clock early. As we've mentioned, the Graham G-men have a high-powered offense. We've seen some clips of them throughout the week, and giving them the ball first may not go well, especially if they score early. And the next thing you know, you're playing from behind. So Central will receive the opening kickoff, and it'll be, like we said, pretty important for them to try and get on the scoreboard first. Both teams are now gathered up in their end zones. Cheerleaders have their banners that they've worked all week on. The Central Warriors cheerleading sign. It's football time here at Central High School. And here come your Central Warriors coming out of the end zone to our right. The Graham G-men still gathered up in the end zone to our left. They've got a little pregame shimmy they like to do. And here come the G-men through the sign carrying the Graham G-men flag and banner as they run out to midfield. And we're about ready to get started.
It's going to be a good night for football, Chris. And I want to mention also it is youth football night here. So you see a lot of young Warrior football players running around the stands, and that adds a little festivities to the night's football game.
Yes, a couple big weeks here at these next two home games. Tonight is, again, as you said, Warriors youth football night. Next week will be homecoming as the Central Warriors welcome in the Abingdon Falcons for homecoming week next week. Coach Owens going over a few last-minute instructions over here on the Warriors sidelines. Same being done over on the Graham G-men sidelines, and then the Graham G-men break the huddle as they come out to prepare to kick the ball off to the Warriors here to get week number 5 underway. Again, the Warriors come in tonight 1-2. The Graham G-men come in with the exact opposite record of 2-1. Looks like the Warriors have 2 guys back to receive. It looks like it's Matthew Boggs on the far end, and I believe it's C.J. Crabtree here on the near side. Both of them wait at the 5-yard line. Again, the sun is setting. It's a little overcast here tonight, but no threats of rain. Mountains off in the distance. It is a beautiful night for football. Here is the kickoff. It will be received by Matthew Boggs at the 3-yard line. He's out to the 15. He approaches the 20 and will finally be brought down at the 20. So the Warriors will start tonight's action from their own 20-yard line.
Not a bad return there by Matthew. Caught the ball at the 3, got what he could get, got upfield, didn't dance around, and now we'll see what the Central Warriors offense has planned for tonight. I tell you, Graham, they look pretty big, Chris.
Yeah, they've got some big old boys out there. Again, as we've mentioned, some of these guys, several of them over 200 pounds. You got to look out there, number 3, Jazz Booker. He's like he's built like a fire hydrant right there at middle linebacker, taking up a ton of room right there. Isaiah McCamus out to guide the offense. He's in the shotgun. He drops back the pass, and we have an early whistle. Looks like there's something on the field, not a flag, but just a
piece of equipment, maybe.
Piece of equipment, maybe a mouthpiece that someone has lost, maybe either on the opening kickoff here or just on the offensive line. One of the referees tosses that off to the side of the field, and we will regroup and regather. Again, Isaiah McCamus back in the backfield. Looks like he is joined by C.J. Crabtree to his left. Again, McCamus in the shotgun formation. The Warriors come out on this first set and his first drive with 4 wideouts. McCamus in the backfield at quarterback and C.J. Crabtree at running back. He takes the snap. He drops back the pass on the first play. He has to scramble to his right. He continues to scramble. He breaks a few tackles. He crosses the 25 and will finally be pushed out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. So an opening gain of about 9 yards by McCamus on the scramble.
Great job right there by Isaiah. Nobody open. He made something out of nothing, and that's what he can do. He's athletic. He's an athlete. So, Graham is going to have to contain him, and that's going to be a chore for their linebackers. So great pickup there on first down, resulting in another first down.
Yeah, they give McCamus 10 yards, so that's an England Consulting Group first down here right off the first play by the Warriors. McCamus drops back. This time he hands it off. It's a run up the middle by the Warriors. The Warriors crossed the 35, finally brought down at about the 37. That's C.J. Crabtree on about a 6-yard gain.
Good run by C.J. Graham came on a blitz right there, and the linebacker ran right by C.J., who was able to pick up 6 yards. Anytime you can get 6 yards on first down, you're in the money.
Yeah, I mean, good if the Warriors can do that all night, I'm sure Coach Owens will gladly appreciate that. Again, you mentioned the blitz up the middle. Good job by C.J. Crabtree to elude the blitz. Looks like Graham sort of over pursued on the rush. They'll give C.J. Crabtree 7 yards on that run, so it's 2nd down and 3. Again, the Warriors come out with a 4 wide receiver set, McAmis and Crabtree in the backfield. This time it's a fake. McAmis will keep it. He crosses the 50. He's across the 40 to the 35, the 30, the 20. He's finally pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line. He's forced out of bounds by number 13, Christopher Chenault, for the Graham G-men. Maybe a late push, but no penalty flag on the play. An outstanding run by McAmis on 2nd and 3.
And Graham came on a blitz again. It's like they're kind of trying to test us. And so Isaiah, with the zone read there, broke off a long one. And this game couldn't have started any better for the Central Warriors.
Yeah, again, the play started on the Warriors 38. It goes all the way down to the Graham G-men 13. So down to the down to the 13. So we'll give him about 37 plus 12. That's almost a 50-yard game, 49 50-yard game. Dylan Short races in from the sideline to relay the play now as the Warriors prepare to break the huddle. They break the huddle with about 12 seconds left on the play clock. Again, the Warriors with 4 wide receivers, McAmis and Crabtree in the backfield. And we've got a whistle, and it appears to be
encroachment
by the G-men.
Yep.
Yeah, that's correct. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty on the Graham G-men. That will put the Warriors inside of the Graham 10-yard line down to the 8. So it'll make it 1st down and 5 from the G-men 8. The Warriors can still pick up a 1st down if they can get to the 3. So a really good opening drive here by the Warriors just 1 minute and 6 seconds into the game.
Really good. And what they're doing here is they're taking advantage of the aggressiveness of the Graham defense. And, we broke off a couple of chunk plays, and now here we are 1st and 5.
So it's 1st and 5. Again, the Warriors come out with 4 wide receivers set. You've got C.J. Crabtree in the backfield with Isaiah McAmis at the quarterback. Graham makes a late defensive substitution.
They have to reset the play clock on that.
The play clock is reset back at 25. McAmis now going through the call. He takes the snap. He hands it off to Crabtree up the middle. Crabtree will get a short gain. Looks like he gets it to about the 5. So from here, we'll give him about 2, maybe 3 yards. That'll make it 2nd down and very short here for the Warriors inside the red zone.
Well, I'm going to tell you, very early on, the Warriors' offensive line is doing a great job against this big Graham front. I mean, they got some big guys up there on their defensive line. Graham is in a 4-3 style defense against the Warriors spread. So our offensive line is doing a really good job early on. We've got 2nd and 2 from the 5-yard line here, and let's see what we dial up.
We mentioned the size. We kind of looked over at number 62, Gabriel Sesko, who comes in at 6'7", 275 on the defensive line. McAmis takes the snap. It's a read zone. He keeps it. Looks like he'll lose about 3 or 4 yards on the play as the Graham G-men get him in the backfield. Looks like they bring him down at the 9, so it'll be a loss of about 4, bringing up a 3rd down and 6 for the Warriors.
Yeah, went back to the zone read there, and Graham had it played perfectly through Isaiah for a loss. We're still in pretty good shape here on 3rd down. I would like to see Isaiah kind of roll out of the pocket here, some kind of a run-pass option on 3rd down.
And the Graham G-men with some more guys. I mean, we didn't get to the high numbers, Kelly. Kay and Carson, 6'2", 295.
That's a big old boy.
Jay Sean House, 230. Some big old boys out there on the defensive line here for the Graham G-men.
Graham continues to sub late.
Yep, so it's 3rd down and 4 from the Warriors 7. Again, the Warriors with 4 guys in the backfield. 4 wide receivers. McAmis in the backfield with C.J. Crabtree. McAmis drops back to pass. He's flushed out of the pocket. He floats it up in the air, just out of the reach of the Warriors wide receiver, and the ball will be tipped out of bounds. That will bring up a really pivotal early 4th down and 4 here for the Warriors.
Yeah, it looks like the field goal unit is running onto the field now for Central. Isaiah had nothing there. He's just trying to get rid of the football. We brag on the O-line for picking up the blitz in the first couple of plays that led to big yardage. In the last 3, you can see that big front for Graham get involved.
Looks like the Warriors will line up for a field goal here on the opening drive. An early chance for the Warriors to put up some points. There's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Warriors take up 2 minutes and 55 seconds on the opening drive. Get the ball all the way down to the 5-yard line. Had a 1st down and 5 from about the 7, but are unable to punch it in. But they do put points up on the board and take an early 3-0 lead here against Graham.
Points are important in a game like this, and so you take the opening kickoff down. Sure, everybody wants to get in the end zone for a touchdown. Sometimes it just doesn't happen, but you come away with points. And anytime you can come away with points, you got to be happy about that. Rodgers kicked that ball through the upright. So good start. for the Central Warriors.
Yeah, anytime you can put points up on the board, but as we've mentioned, if it's G-Men offense is as high powered as we think it's going to be, settling for field goals when you get the ball down inside the 5, you hope that doesn't come back to bite you. But again, coming away with some points is better than coming away with nothing at that point. Great kick by Rogers, who now lines up for the kickoff.
It's an improvement because last time we were here, we played Eastside. We had the ball 4 times inside the red zone, didn't score.
Yeah. So Graham lines up. They've got number 4, Devin Lester, a junior, back to receive. Instead, the Warriors will kick it short to the up man. It's received by number 6, Travis Booker, who looks like he has a little speed for a short, big guy. It crosses the 35, is finally brought down by a host of Warriors tackles out around the 37. So the opening drive for the G-Men will start with pretty good field position at the 37-yard line.
Good field position. I'm interested to see how the Warrior defense is going to try to defend Cameron Allen coming out for his first drive of the ball game.
Last time we watched the defensive backs here for the Warriors was against the Eastside team, and they had a pretty potent passing game too. Eastside hit them for a few big plays here in that game, but again, the Warriors defense being a little bit didn't break. The G-Men come out. They got 3 wide receivers. They got 2 guys in the backfield. Allen takes the snap. It is a handoff up the middle. He bounces it out to the left. He crosses the 40, and he's finally brought down at about the 42-yard line. Looks like it'll be a gain of about 5. I believe that was run by number 3, Jazz Reed on the run.
Yeah, that was Jazz Reed. Good play there by Graham on first down. Motion to the left side, to the short side of the field. Reed picks up 5, so that's too much on first down.
I can't tell if that was Jazz Reed or if that was old Jerome Bettis for the Steelers. Again, Reed comes in as 5'9", 215 as a running back here for Graham G-Men. So it's 2nd down and 6 at the 42. Allen takes the snap. He gives it to Reed yet again, who crosses the 44 and finally brought down by the Warriors at the 45-yard line. So it'll be an early 3rd down here for the Graham G-Men. We'll call it 3rd down and 3 as the Warriors defense look for an opening drive stop.
A really good play right there. Maddox Reynolds was in on that tackle. That was really good run recognition there on 2nd down. So now we've got 3rd down and 3. Now this is a run or pass situation for Graham.
Yeah, again, Graham breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers were already out wide. They weren't even part of the huddle. Again, Allen in the backfield, flanked by Reed to his right. There's the snap. It looks like it'll be a keeper by Allen, who will get out close to the 48, maybe brought down just shy, or maybe he broke a few tackles and got out past the 50. We'll have to wait and see where the referee spots it. Looks like he's going to put it down at the 49-yard line, which will be just enough for a Graham first down.
Allen is a tall, slender-looking guy, but you can tell by that run, Chris, he's pretty powerful.
Yeah, again, he comes in at 6'2", 185, so he's one of the taller guys out on the field, not just for Graham, but for both teams. That's if you take out, again, number 78, who comes in at, 6'7". I'll have to look up his name again here in just a second. Graham comes out, they break the huddle. They got 2 running backs. Again, it's handed off to Reed, who's met in the backfield by the Warriors, who finally bring him down. It took about 3 Warriors to bring him down, but finally Dylan Short is able to bring him down right at the 50. He might get a short half-a-yard gain, if that at all. So it's going to bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it 10 here for the Graham G-Men.
Good penetration there by the Warriors defensive front, and Dylan comes up, makes a good stick, and holds on because big number 6 is carrying the load tonight for the G-Men. So good play there by the Warrior defense on first down.
Yeah, carrying the load in more ways than one. Again, it took three Warriors hit him in the backfield, and finally Dylan Short was able to bring him down. Again, Graham comes out with 2 wide receivers to our far side. Again, it's another handoff, this time again to Reed. He bounces it out to the right. He crosses the 40 and is finally brought down at about the 36-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 14 and another Graham first down. Again, Kelly, he's a load to bring down.
They have 2 running backs that look identical.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like bowling balls in the backfield right there. So good run right there by Jazz. I don't know if I want to get in front of that guy or not.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to go up the middle and kind of got met by a wall there, and he bounced. And then once he got out beyond the end, he was kind of gone there for, like I said, a gain of about 14. There's a shotgun snap. Allen back to pass. He goes deep down the right-hand side. It is caught at the 5 and finally brought down inside the 5 at about the 2-yard line. There is a flag on the play. The catch was made by Christopher Chenault, the wide receiver for the Graham G-Men. They're going to spot him down at the 1, but let's see what the penalty is here. The Warriors are pointing that it should be against the G-men.
Yeah, Coach Owens is pointing that it should be against the G-men. On the play there, Chenault just ran by our cornerback. And you give Allen that kind of time, he's going to hit his receiver. But this is holding against the Warriors.
Yeah, they're going to call defensive holding. I got a feeling, I believe that was Damon Lester who was tasked with guarding Chenault on the pass play. They're going to call him for holding. Chenault was able to come down with the catch. Anyway, great throw and catch by Allen to Chenault. And now the Graham G-men are in business with a first down and goal at the Warriors' 1-yard line with 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Considerable size difference between Chenault and Lester as well.
Yeah, so let's see what the Warriors' defense can do here against this big Graham G-men offensive line here at the 1-yard line. Snap, he hands it off to Reed. He sidesteps and he skirts about 3 tacklers, and he will cross the end zone for a touchdown. So give Reed the 1-yard scamper for a Graham G-men touchdown. That will make the score Graham 6, the Central Warriors 3.
Yeah, just a straight dive off of the left tackle, and Reed punches it in for the score. So we got some work to do.
Yeah, we've watched this Graham G-men offensive line and just, even the size of the running backs. And, on a first down and 1 situation right there from the 1-yard line, you don't like too many teams' chances regardless, but the Warriors were kind of up against it right there once that ball got down to the 1-yard line. G-men line up for the extra point. It knuckles its way through the uprights, and it is good. So with 6 minutes and 1 second remaining here in the opening quarter, the Graham G-men lead the Central Warriors 7-3.
Chris, I think you and I bring the offense to Central Warriors Stadium. So we've had 2 possessions and 2 scores.
That's correct. Maybe a little bit better than the last time we were here when we went a whole first quarter and neither team could really do a whole lot with the ball. I think we went the whole first quarter and neither team scored. And then all of a sudden the floodgates opened up in the second quarter. So tonight these boys decided that it was no longer opening week jitters and they were going to come out ready to go. And so through 2 possessions, both teams have put points up on the board, and we're not even quite halfway done with the first quarter just yet.
Well, let's see how the Central Warriors offense responds. They had a great drive that stalled out once they got inside the 10-yard line on the first possession. Let's see what happens here on the second possession after Graham has drove the length of the field to score a touchdown. Now we'll see what happens as our offense goes back out on the football field.
Again, the Warriors have C.J. Crabtree and Matthew Boggs set deep to receive the kick. The Graham G-men kicker is number 22, Joey Dales, a sophomore. And the kickoff is a high and somewhat short one. Matthew Boggs races over, and it will trickle out of bounds. That will be an illegal procedure penalty here on the Graham G-men on the kickoff. Again, it traveled out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Good job of Boggs to not play that ball and let it go out of bounds for the penalty. So the referees will spot the ball at the, I believe it's 35-yard line, Kelly.
Yep, good job by Matthew right there. That ball hung up for a long time. If you noticed it or not, the kicker for Graham has neon green shoes. Maybe that had something to do with the hang time on his kick.
Maybe.
Maybe that had something to do with enough rights.
They don't exactly match the uniform scheme.
They do not. Maybe it's a kicker thing. Yeah. I don't know. Our kicker wearing the same kind of shoes.
Yeah, again, Graham comes out tonight with their white tops and a golden kind of a cream-colored pants with burgundy helmet. The Central Warriors in a black top and silver pants. McCamus in the backfield. He hands it off to Crabtree, who goes up the middle, breaks a few tackles. He's out across the 50. Will finally be brought down at the Graham G-men 47-yard line. So another good opening run will give Crabtree about 18 yards up the middle. So, again, the Warriors in business here on their second drive.
Explosive play there by Central. Lester came in jet motion. Crabtree carried the football up the middle. Anytime jet motion one way, the linebackers have to honor that. CJ came right in behind him with a big 18-yard gain.
So, again, a good first down play by the Central Warriors. That is another England Consulting Group Warriors first down. Again, the Warriors moving the ball.
Between the tackles.
Between the tackles, which, again, defensive line. And, you got to give the offensive line some credit here for the Warriors to be able to move that G-men defense. Lester in motion. He will take it on the sweep. He'll be met by a few G-men behind the line of scrimmage. Does a pretty good job of making something out of nothing. Looks like Lester will be given credit for maybe a 2-yard gain there. Again, it looked like it was going to be a 2 or 3 yard loss, Kelly. And Lester dives out and is able to pick up 2.
Great job by Lester right there. Now, you have to run that jet. If you're going to show that motion, you have to run it some to make the linebackers honor it. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you're just gonna fake it all night, they're not gonna honor it. But you have to run that. Some great job right there by Damon.
Again, the Warriors in with 4 wide receivers. Lester goes into motion yet again. McCamus takes the snap. He gives it to Crabtree up the middle. He's met at the line of scrimmage, but does a good job of pushing the defensive line forward. Looks like Crabtree will be given about another 2-yard gain. So we're moving a little bit, Chunch, but now we're faced with a tough 3rd down and 6.
CJ running the football real hard right there. So 3rd down and 6 here. You got to expect we're going to throw the football. Isaiah, on his last pass attempt, had all kinds of pressure in his face. I expect Graham to come with some heavy pressure, and let's see what happens.
So we're probably looking at maybe some type of rollout play here by McCamus.
I'd get him out of the pocket.
Get him out of the pocket. So let's see what the Warriors do. They got 4 wide receivers, getting Crabtree in the backfield, McCamus in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He rolls out to his left. He looks down the field. He's met with some pressure. He eludes it, stays in the pocket, but he finally gets rid of it, finds an open receiver. It goes through the receiver's hands, and it looked like that was number 4 on the pass play there. That is Ben Bricky. Looked like Bricky had a chance to make a play to elude the pressure, made something out of nothing, gave the Warriors a chance for the 1st down, but unfortunately Bricky could not come up with the catch. It would have been a 1st down had he came up with it.
That's what Isaiah can do. He can extend the play, and anytime you can extend the play, you make those corners cover a little bit longer, and sometimes your receiver can break open, and Ben did break open, and Isaiah saw him at the last second. Just wasn't able to connect there.
Looks like the Warriors are going to play some early field position here. They don't want to give Graham the potential to get the ball with across the the 40-yard line. So the Warriors will punt it away and try to stop the Graham offense with their own defense. And we got 4:02 remaining in the 1st quarter. There's the snap. Noah Bowling, pretty good punt, good hang time, angles it towards the sideline. The Graham G-Man receiver will field it just inside the 10. That's Devin Lester on the reception there on the punt. Great punt by Noah Bowling, angling towards the sideline and pinning the Graham G-Man inside the 10.
Back in the day, that's what we used in corner. Yep. Just nailed him down inside the 10. That's what you want out of your kicker.
Yeah, so now we need to see if the Warriors defense can step up and stop this Graham offense from driving down the field. Graham will have to drive it. They're going to put it at the 9. It's going to be 91 yards away from the end zone. And we got 3 minutes and 56 seconds. The Central Warriors trail Graham 7-3. And Graham pretty much moved the ball. I wouldn't necessarily say it will. There's a few good stops out by the Warrior defense, but in the end, Graham was able to drive the length of the field and punch it in for a touchdown. So Graham comes out this time. They've got 4 wide, and it's Allen in the back alongside with Travis Booker. Allen drops back. He's going to go deep down the middle, and it will be caught at the 50-yard line. That's the reception made by Devin Lester. He eludes a few Warriors tacklers. He's across the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he will score. So we'll make it a 91-yard touchdown pass from Allen to Lester. I don't know if we can call it a 91-yard touchdown pass. We've got to give Lester about 45 yards of that credit because he made the defenders look a little foolish on the tackle.
Lester gets credit for a 91-yard receiving touchdown. He probably ran 150 at least. Yeah, we had, on that play.
Yeah, there were four Warriors defensive backs back here who all could have corralled Lester and brought him down. He juked a little to the right, ran a little right, juked a little left, and finally went almost all the way across the field from the Warriors side hash marks all the way over to the Graham sideline, eluding all Warriors tackles. Not only, I don't think he was touched.
He was not touched.
As he marched the final 45 yards into the end, 91-yard touchdown pass by the G-Men. The extra point this time does not knuckle. It goes high and up through the center of the goalpost. And just like that, Kelly, it's Graham 14, Central 3.
Allen threw that ball 55 yards in the air.
Yeah.
He just went back in the pocket and just let it rip.
Yeah, and, you got to give him credit. That was a great pass over top of everyone. Lester beat his man down the middle of the field. It was one-on-one coverage. Lester probably had to get at least 5 yards on his defender. He had to kind of come back to make the catch. It gave the Warriors defense time to kind of catch back up. They had him corralled. But as I said, Lester just sort of danced his way around. He was able to make the last 45 yards on his own, went the rest of the way untouched. And, that defense or that field position that the Warriors played didn't exactly pay off in the end.
Well, I think, Graham has shown us what they plan to do tonight, and that's throw the ball down the football field. And so That's what's happening. And now the Warriors found themselves in an 11-point hole. This is going to be a very important possession for the Warrior offense.
Yeah, again, the Warriors, like I said, after that first possession, kicking field goals may not quite be enough in this contest here tonight. Again, we got C.J. Crabtree and Matthew Boggs at about the 5-yard line for the Warriors, set to receive the kickoff. There's the kickoff. It's a deep kickoff. It chases Matthew Boggs about 2 yards deep into the end zone. He's going to bring it out, but we are going to get a touchback call. I believe it might have been a little premature whistle right there by the referee. Matthew Boggs fielded that ball 2 yards deep and was bringing it out, but the official blew the whistle. Touchback.
I'm pretty sure in high school, once the football crosses the goal line on the kickoff, it's automatic touchback.
Oh, okay.
There's
not a whole lot of high school kickers that I know of that can probably kick a touchback.
You know, in college football now, you can fair catch it on the kickoff, and it automatically gets placed at the 25.
Oh, okay.
So kicking rules have changed.
Is it the kicking rules or is it the concussion protocol?
It's the concussion protocol.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, so again, the Warriors come out. Again, they've got 4 wide receivers. They got trips to the near side. Again, the Warriors will start this drive on their own 20-yard line. McAmis and Crabtree in the backfield. And we've got a whistle on the snap, and we have a timeout. Looks like called by the Warriors here with 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Again, the Graham G-men lead the contest 14-3. In fact, the timeout will be called by Graham, not the Warriors. Maybe Graham saw something on the offensive side by the Warriors they didn't like. Maybe they weren't prepared for the trip set, perhaps. But they'll call a timeout, again, with 3 minutes and 38 seconds here in the first quarter. We'd like to thank our game sponsor, Tree Landscaping, providing professional tree service and landscaping. Give them a call if you need any landscaping services at 276-328-1415. We'd also like to thank our other sponsors for tonight, Lonesome Pine Country Club. If you're looking for fine folks at Lonesome Pine Country Club, you can visit warriornationblog.com for a coupon that's valid through October the 31st that will save you money on your next green fee. We'd also like to thank Evan Sturgill Photography and England Consulting Group. The timeout, the huddle. And, again, come out on offense. We'll have 3 receivers this time to the far side. It looks like maybe we're going to flip the play. McAmis with the read option. He breaks it out to the right. Looks like he might get a yard. He'll be brought down just across the 20-yard line. And we've got an injured player on the field, and I'm afraid it's McAmis who appears to be clutching his left leg, Kelly.
Yeah, he went down. I don't think he was hit. It looked like his foot may have just got caught in the turf, and he went to the ground.
Yeah, again, McAmis coming off of an injury over the, I guess you would say, the off season here of summer sports. Again, McAmis a pivotal player in the Warriors basketball on the basketball team. Injured his, I believe it was his ankle, his leg in some summer basketball, his foot in some summer league basketball games. Was pretty much sidelined all summer from pretty much all activities. I'm not exactly sure, Kelly. You might be able to clarify which foot it was.
I really don't know. I really can't remember.
I'm not sure which foot it was.
I just know he was on crutches and in a boot for a long time.
Yeah, I saw him at school some there late in the school year, and he was riding a scooter around just to sort of stay off of it. Yeah,
he's up walking.
Yeah, he's up walking off now. He's got a little limp, but we'll have to kind of monitor that and see kind of what happens there. You know, it's got to be, you know, kind of scary for him. Again, like we said, coming off that injury that he suffered over the summer. Or at least, you know, late in the school year, I guess, last year. You know, we'll have to kind of monitor that and see kind of what happens there with both him and the quarterback position here for the Warriors. Didn't quite catch who came in to take his spot at the quarterback position. We'll see that here. It looks like it's going to be.
Looks like it's going to be Ethan Mullins.
Yeah, number 10, Ethan Mullins, a freshman here for the Central Warriors, coming up from.
Welcome to the show, kid.
Yeah, here you go. You've got a whole host of 250-pound guys looking to come after you. He'll hand it off to C.J. Crabtree on the first play, and yes, it's C.J. Crabtree crosses the 20. Gets out to about the 24, so it'll be a gain of about 3 on the play. It'll create a 3rd down and 6.
I'm watching Isaiah down here on the sideline, and he looks like he's trying to work that injury out. He's kind of flexing his leg. He's standing, which is a good sign, not sitting, conferring with a couple folks down there on the sideline, and hopefully he gets back in the football game.
Yeah, you got his dad, TJ, down there, the head basketball coach, and the I think the head manager, Emma McAmis, also down there checking on her brother's status to see kind of what he might be able to do either tonight or, if nothing else, just down the road. Again, he's a pivotal player to the basketball team, so we wish him the best of health. Warriors break the huddle. Ethan Mullins in the shotgun. He'll take it and roll out to his right. He's looking to pass. He pump fakes and decides to keep it. He crosses the 30. It'll be a first down. There is a flag thrown in the defensive secondary here of the Graham G-men. So if the penalty is against Graham, one way or the other, it will be a Warriors first down.
I think this is going to be defensive holding on Graham, but that right there ought to show you the kind of athleticism that Ethan Mullins had. He rolled out to his right. Nothing was there. Ethan can break tackles, and he can be very elusive.
Yeah, again, he made the pump fake, kind of froze the defense, and then was able to get the necessary 6 yards plus about 1 or 2 more on the scamper. So, like I said, if the penalty is against Graham, the Warriors will probably choose to decline that penalty, take the 8-yard gain, and receive the first down. We're still awaiting what the penalty flag is. It appears it may be a personal foul call. No, it's going to be defensive holding against Graham. That will bring the ball all the way out to the Warriors' 42-yard line.
So they tacked that on to the end of the run.
They tacked it on to the run. So even better for the Warriors as they get the first down run plus another 10 yards. So good job here by Ethan Mullins in 2 plays here at quarterback. The second play, or the second snap that he takes, he picks up 8 yards on the run. Plus we get a penalty on Graham, so it'll tack on 10 more. So the Warriors moving the ball pretty good here on offense so far. We're down to 2 minutes left in the first quarter. And the Warriors come out with 4 wide receiver sets, Ethan Mullins and C.J. Crabtree in the backfield. Mullins takes the high snap. It's another read option. Mullins keeps it, rolls out to his left, gets about 2 yards, and then slips and falls just shy of the 45-yard line. Didn't look like he was hit, Kelly. It looked like he just lost his footing.
No, he just lost his footing right there. But you can see the burst that Ethan has running the zone read. Something we saw Isaiah do early in the game, and on the play that he was injured, Ethan comes back here. He's running the zone read also. I don't know if it's sometimes that turf can get a little slick at this part of the evening.
Yeah, you might have some of the humidity now settling down. You can play a pivotal drive here for the Warriors, if nothing else, after that last play by Graham to eat some clock and keep the Warriors offense on the field. Mullins takes the snap. He hands it off again to C.J. Crabtree, who goes up the middle. He crosses the 50. He's across the 45. That will be an England Consulting Group Warriors first down on the run.
Again, between the tackles, C.J.'s hitting them hard with some of these big runs here in the first quarter. That's how long was that run, Chris? Could you see that?
That was at least probably about a 12-yard run.
That's a 12-yard run. Combine that with the 18-yard run earlier in the contest. So good job there by C.J. Good job by the Warriors offensive line. We've got 1 minute 2 remaining in the first quarter. We've got a little drive started here.
Yeah, so nothing else. Like we said, eat some clock. If the Warriors can put some points up on the board and chew up some clock, it keeps that Graham offense off the field. Ethan Mullins, again, the shotgun. He'll take it and roll out to his right. This looks like it's a straight run by Mullins. He's across the 45 and will be hit by a couple guys. Looks like Travis Booker was one of the main guys in on the tackle. We'll give Mullins a gain of about 2, maybe 3 on what looked like, Kelly, a straight quarterback run off the right tackle.
Yeah, you can see a little difference in the play calling here with Mullins at quarterback as opposed to McAmus. McAmus, more great athlete, can take off and run it when he wants to, has a strong arm, so they're utilizing Isaiah more as a passer. It looks like Ethan's more of a running threat at the quarterback position. Early on, anyway, it looks like they're using him on quarterback sweeps and things of that nature.
Yeah, with about 6-second difference between the play clock and the game clock, it appears the Warriors will be content to just let the clock run out. And as I said, keeping that Graham offense off the field at this moment after that 91-yard touchdown strike on their last possession. Maybe just as important as, I won't say just as important to putting up some points. Putting up some points right here will be huge for the Warriors. But keeping a good, sustained drive and keeping, Cameron Allen and that bunch off the field and keep them over on the sidelines, at least on the offensive side, is going to be just as important here for the Warriors.
Yeah, you want to keep Cameron Allen off the field. In the first quarter, he completed 2 passes for over 130 yards. Yeah.
So, Kelly, we talked coming into this game, we knew that the offense, at least we thought, was going to be a threat. And so far Graham's had the ball twice and they punched it in for 2 touchdowns. How did your early impressions coming into the game meet up with what we've seen so far on the field?
Cameron Allen's as good as advertised, and these running backs are as good as advertised. But I give you a little credit to our Warriors here. we've had a couple of good drives to start this football game, and I'd like to see us cash this one in right here, put a little pressure on those guys on the other side.
Yes, that's true. The Warrior offense has met up to the challenge. Again, you look up and down this Graham line, and they've got some big old boys. And nothing against the Warriors, but the Graham G-Men defensive line is a lot bigger than what the Warriors have. So on 2nd down and 8, they hand the ball off to C.J. Crabtree, who works for a hard-fought 3 yards up the middle. He'll get the Warriors to the 40, and it creates another key 3rd down, and this time 5 situation here for the Warriors.
Another good run by C.J. Here's the thing, Chris. You get 4 downs. If you get 4 yards on every one of those downs, that's a first down. Not every play has to be a big play.
Yep.
A good hard run like that, positive yards, and I think now – the position that we're in on the field and what the score dictates, this is 4-down territory.
Yeah, you're probably correct. Yeah, and nothing else, the Warriors can keep eating up clock. Keep getting first downs, keep chewing up the clock. Again, we've got Ethan Mullins in the backfield, joined alongside of C.J. Crabtree. Mullins takes the snap. He rolls out to his left. This time he's looking to make a pass. He's got a guy wide open. That's Damon Lester, who slowed up just a little bit, and the throw was about 2 yards too far. Pretty good-looking throw right there by Ethan Mullins on his first pass attempt. Just 2 yards overthrown to Damon Lester out around about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that's a tough throw for Ethan. He's rolling out to his left, has to turn and throw back across his body. Had Damon open down around the 15-yard line, just overthrew him by a couple yards.
Yeah, it was a great route by Damon Lester. Looked like a good post route right there or a flag route.
He came backside as a backside post.
Yeah, it looks like the Warriors had 2 receivers. One guy went short. Lester went a little longer. Lester broke open. Again, the Warriors just barely failed to come up with the connection. So now with 4th down and 5, and this time the Warriors are going to elect to go for it. Again, a pivotal 4th down here. The Warriors need a conversion right here. But instead, Coach Owens will elect to call a timeout so the Warriors can talk over this huge 4th down and 5 play with 11 minutes and 10 seconds in the 2nd quarter.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what the play call here is on 4th and 5. Obviously, you want to get Ethan in position where he can run it or throw it. This is a big down for the Warriors. It's a big momentum down in this football game. Again, you want to keep the Graham offense off the field. You want to pick up first downs and keep that clock moving. So it's a big play right here in this football game.
Yeah, it's a big play, because as we've seen, Graham can explode and score quickly. They can sustain long drives. They've got big running backs that are hard to bring down. Cameron Allen's got a huge arm, so they can go deep. And if the Warriors turn the ball over on downs with this field position, you could be looking at a huge swing if Graham was to come down and score and go up 21-3. We're still a lot of time left here in the first half. You don't want to fall behind too much here early on. So it's a huge play on several fronts. Obviously the Warriors need to keep the ball and try to put up points, but at the same time, you don't want to give Graham the ball here at the 40-yard line. The timeout is up. Ethan Mullins breaks the huddle. He's in the backfield, joined by C.J. Crabtree and 4 wide receivers. He takes the snap. He drops back the pass. He's flushed out of the pocket. He rolls to his left, and he is going to be sacked and brought down just around midfield. The sack will be given to number 3, Jazz Reed. We've called his name a lot on offense, and now we're going to call Reed here on defense as he sacks Ethan Mullins for an 8-yard loss, and that will be a Warriors turnover on downs, and Graham will take over with really good field position.
Yeah, Reed came up the middle seemingly untouched. Ethan really didn't have a chance there. Tried to elude him, but Reed's fast.
Yeah.
Ethan's got some wheels. Reed ran him down.
Yeah, Ethan Mullins looks like he's fast in the traditional sense. Reed doesn't look like he's fast, but he can move.
Got those black shoes on.
Yeah, so Graham will take over again. Cameron Allen in the backfield in the shotgun. He's Graham wide receivers. He'll hand it off to Reed, who goes up the middle and finally brought down out across midfield around the Warriors' 40-yard line. We'll give him a gain of about 11, maybe 12 on the play. So, again, right off the bat, the G-men give the ball to Reed, and he just takes off right up the middle for a gain of 12 and a Graham first down.
Now he's taking because he's tired.
Well, he did chase him down for an 8-yard sack on the last play, and then comes right out and gets a 12-yard gain. So I would say he probably is a little bit winded here.
I think here around the 41-yard line, you're going to look for the big receiver, Chenault, again. He is split out.
He's split out near
right.
us. No, he's over near us. He's in the slot near us. Allen in the backfield. A little motion here. They're going to hand it off to the motion man. That's number 4. He comes out to the left. He crosses the 35, scampers out down near the 30. He'll be close to a Graham first down. Again, that is the wide receiver, Devin Lester, taking the jet sweep right there. He was the one that caught that big touchdown pass. As we've seen, he's hard to bring down, and he gets a pretty big gain here on first down.
A lot of these Graham guys, or all of them actually, are very elusive. They're all very elusive, and they're powerful. But it does look like maybe there's a flag on the play, and there is.
It looks like there's going to be a block in the back on Graham, so that will negate the near 10-yard run right there by Lester, and it will push Graham back just a little bit. It will remain first down. It's going to be about first down and about 15, maybe 16. So, maybe a chance here for the Warriors if they can come up with a big stop here on this long first down play. Maybe stop Graham and get the ball back, but we want to see some better defense here.
I got to believe Graham's going to take a shot. Chenault split out to the far side here.
Yeah, you got Chenault and Lester both on the high side here of the offense. Allen rolls out. Looks like it's a straight keeper. He's got some blockers out front. We've got another flag in the backfield. Allen crosses the 40. He's going to get about a 10-yard run, but let's see what the flag's on here. Again, he had Booker out front of him as a lead blocker in the backfield. It's a holding penalty on Graham, so we'll move him back even further.
Yeah, not a lot of plays for first and 30, but Cameron Allen has the arm to make that first and 30 into a first and 10 or a touchdown. What Graham's doing here now, they beat the Warriors a couple times with some long passes down the football field. Now they're sending those guys as decoys, and Allen's back there running around and picking up yards. Fortunately for us,
They keep penalizing
himself.
Again, Graham's got Reed and Booker in the backfield. Reed comes in at 215, and Booker comes in at 205. That time, Booker, as a running back, became the lead blocker for Allen, and you might be able to stand in front of his way. I know I don't want to get in front of Booker if he's booking down the field like he was on that play. So it's first and 31 now for Graham. Again, they had a 91-yard touchdown pass on their last possession, so let's see what the Warriors can do. Allen drops back to pass inside of his own 30. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's across the 40, across the 45, still on his feet, across the 50. He'll finally be brought down at the Warriors' 47-yard line. So we're going to give him a gain of about 15 there on first and 31. So it'll make it second on that play. And this time, Allen took his arm.
Yeah, these receivers are running some deep routes, and it's forcing our defensive backs, our linebackers, to turn their back to cover. And then Allen simply taking off with the football.
Yeah, it looked like on that play the Warriors had quite a few guys on the line, then they bailed out and dropped back in coverage, and that gave Allen a little bit more room to scramble. So it's second down and 15 now. Graham with the ball on the Warriors' 46-yard line. Allen in the backfield joined by four wide receivers. I believe that's Reed to his left. Allen rolls out to his right. He's looking to pass. He has a receiver who makes the catch. Good tackle right there by the Warriors. That's Nehemiah Lester with the tackle, bringing down the Graham G-Man wide receiver. It will be a throw and catch, but it will bring up a huge third down and 8 here for the Warriors defense.
Yeah, these next two downs are huge for the Warriors. It's a huge momentum portion of the football game. We had Graham first and 31. Now we're third and 8. This Graham offense is explosive, as we have continually mentioned, but you can just see it on the football field. If you were here, you could identify.
Yeah, that catch was made by Isaiah Justice, a name we haven't called out. Allen rolls out to his right, looking to throw again. He scrambles. He's got a man deep. He throws it up. It's a jump ball situation. Looked like they were trying to throw it up to Devin Lester, but the ball was a little underthrown and broken up by the Warriors defense, and that will bring up a huge fourth down and 8 here for the Warriors deep.
Really good play that time by Ethan Mullins. It looked like Allen had his receiver open. Ethan retreated, converged, and broke up the pass. So good job there. Now here's 4th and 8. We got to get a stop right here.
Again, Lester comes in. I think that throw was up to Lester. Lester comes in at 5'11". Mullins probably comes in. I don't have his height, but I don't think he's 5'11". He's probably more about 5'8", 5'8"-ish.
Yeah.
So he's probably giving up 3 or 4 inches there to Lester with a jump ball situation. So the advantage goes to Lester, but a good job by Ethan Mullins to break up the pass. And the Warriors were stopped on a huge 4th down play on the previous possession, and now the Warriors defense has a chance to come up with a huge stop right here on 4th down and 8 as we have a timeout called by Graham.
Graham takes a timeout. This is big. This 4th down play is big. This could be big for this Central Warriors football team. all momentum of this football game is riding on this play. And I know it's tough to say. There's 8 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first half. But the score is 14-3. You get a stop right here, get the ball back. We've shown some life on the offensive side of the football. We just tend to stall out a little bit. So we put a few plays together, maybe go in before halftime and get a score, and we've got ourselves a football game.
Yeah, it is a big momentum play. Like you said, it is still, we're not even halfway through the second quarter yet. But Graham's had the ball 2 times, and they've scored twice, once with a long, sustained offensive drive led by Jazz Reed on the run, and then the last time after a great punt by Noah Bowling that pinned the Graham G-men inside the 10, Cameron Allen comes out and throws a 91-yard strike to Devin Lester for a 91-yard touchdown play. So the timeout is up. Cameron Allen comes out of the huddle. He's flanked by Jazz Reed to his right and 4 wide receivers. Cameron Allen takes the snap. He rolls out. It's going to be a straight run. No, he throws it. He has run. Who drops it? He had the open receiver out on the right-hand side. It was clearly going to be a first down. It was a first down by about 2 or 3 yards, but it looks like the Graham G-men receiver, number 22, that's Joey Dales, just had it bounce right out of his hands.
He had it bounce right out of his hands, but that was a great defensive play right there by Isaiah Reynolds, who came in and forced Allen to get rid of the football before he wanted to. Allen showed great athleticism there, rolling to his right, got hit, still was able to get the ball off. Unfortunately for the G-men and fortunately for the Warriors, the ball was dropped. So now we have ourselves a football game, Chris.
Yeah, again, Allen took that ball almost as if he was going to run it, and then at the last minute he brought it up to throw it and had Dales wide open there on the right-hand side. Again, it was going to be a clear first down on 4th down and 8. But again, the ball bounces out of his hands, and a huge play for the Warriors. We look at here now for the Warriors offense. Again, McAmis is not in the game. It is again Ethan Mullins in the backfield at quarterback with C.J. Crabtree as the running back. We got a guy in motion. Mullins takes the snap. He hands it off to Crabtree up the middle. He crosses the 45 and will finally be met and brought down. We'll give him a 6-yard gain. Kelly, again, another good first down run up the middle by C.J. Crabtree.
C.J. is getting really close to breaking one of these. And here before long, he's going to bust a big one.
And if nothing else, as we've mentioned, the Warriors are picking up chunks of yards on first downs. They're picking up a few first downs. They're keeping Graham off the field. We're halfway through the second quarter, and Graham's only had the ball 3 times.
And that's exactly the game plan. That's what you want. You wanted to keep their offense off the field. So let's see if we can pick up a first down here.
All right, so again, the Warriors come out with 4 wide receivers set. Ethan Mullins in the backfield, C.J. Crabtree as the running back. Mullins takes the snap. He rolls out to his right. He looks to throw. He does, and the pass will come up incomplete. It was intended over here on the near side for number 6 for the Warriors. Is that A.J. Kennedy? Yeah, that's A.J. Kennedy. Looked like a pretty good pass play into a tight window. Kennedy was not quite able to come up with the pass here on the Warriors sideline.
Ethan put that ball where the only place that he could. Unfortunately, wasn't able to come up with a catch there. So we got 3rd and 4. From the 45. So this is a run or pass down.
Yeah, again, Kennedy had a guy all over his back. Good throw by Mullins. It was in the play
for both.
Where only Kennedy could catch. Unfortunately for the Warriors, Kennedy couldn't come up with the catch.
Another timeout.
So it's 3rd down and 4, and we have a timeout called this time by the Warriors. That'll be their 2nd charged timeout here of the first half. And we have 7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Graham G-men lead the Central Warriors 14-3. The Warriors took the opening kickoff, drove down the field, got the ball down inside the 5-yard line before the offense stalled out. They had to settle for a field goal. That gave them an early 3-0 lead. Since then, Graham has scored 14 unanswered. They responded on their first possession with a long, sustained drive that resulted in a touchdown. And then the next possession, again, that 91-yard touchdown pass from Allen, again, to Devin Lester on one play, 91 yards. And that's where we stand. Graham leads 14-3 with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first half.
Here's your score of interest from the Mountain 7 District. Union leads Gate City 12-0 with 9:22 left in the first half. So here we go, 3rd and 4.
3rd down and 4 from the Warriors' own 45-yard line. Ethan Mullins in the backfield. He takes the snap. He hands it off to Crabtree. No, he fakes it to Crabtree. He rolls out to his left. He crosses the 45 out to about the 49. Kelly, this is going to be a very close play Looking at the official on the far side, it looks like he's going to be about a half a yard short, and they're not even going to measure, Kelly. They're going to say he's a half a yard short, make it 4th down and about a foot.
Yeah, they marked him short, but that was a busted play. I think something happened on the exchange there between Mullins and Crabtree, and Mullins did good to get what he was able to pick up there. Now we've got 4th and short, and I think the Warriors have no choice but to go for it here.
Yeah, last time we punted, like we said, they didn't turn out very well for the Warriors as Graham had a 1-play touchdown strike. So here we are, 4th down and very short with the ball on the wrong side of the field for the Warriors. A very huge play for Central. Mullins takes the handoff, gives it to Crabtree, who crosses the 50.
There he goes!
He's to the 30. He's to the 20, the 15, the 10. He will finally be chased down from behind by number 10, Cameron Allen.
I told you CJ was getting close to breaking one, and there on a big 4th down and 1, did he ever.
Man, 4th down and 1, everybody in the building knows the Warriors were probably going to run the football. Graham knew he was going to run. He was met at the line. He crossed the 1st and had a gain of about 2 or 3, and then boom, he was shot out of a cannon, broke free. Got to give Cameron Allen some credit. CJ had about a 2 or 3 yard head start, and Allen chased him down from behind, but not until Crabtree gets down to the 5-yard line.
CJ is fast. So what's that make Cameron Allen?
That makes him really fast.
So here, 1st and goal from the 5. We've got to punch this one in.
Yeah, 1st and goal for the Warriors at the 5-yard line. Again, they trail 14-3 with 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Mullins takes the handoff, or takes the snap. He gives it to Crabtree. Crabtree is met by, I believe, the entire Graham team at about the they're going to mark him down at about the 7-yard line, so we'll give him a loss of 2. So when the Warriors are back deep, 1st down, we seem to have some success. When we get the ball down inside the 10, the 1st down plays haven't exactly come up very big for the Warriors thus far.
I think everybody in the stadium that time knew that CJ was going to carry the ball, including every member of the Graham defense.
Yeah, because I think every member went back and had a little conversation with him on the tackle because he was met by about 6 guys in the backfield. So it's 2nd and goal now for the Warriors at the Graham 7-yard line.
Got to get Mullins out of the pocket here and give him a run-pass option.
And the Warriors with 4 wide receivers, Crabtree in the backfield. Mullins takes it. He rolls out. He's got Crabtree as a lead blocker. Mullins, like Crabtree on the previous play, is met by the entire Graham G-men defense. We're going to give what looks like Mullins a loss of 2 more. So it went from 1st and goal, Kelly, from the 5 to now 3rd and goal from the Graham 9.
Yeah, we're going the wrong direction here, Chris. We got Mullins out of the pocket that time, but that was a straight run.
So, Kelly, we talked about the Graham size. When you got open field in the big field, does having more room to maneuver? We've gotten down inside the 5 a couple of times, and all of a sudden the Graham size, when they know kind of where we have to go with it, they seem to have come up, no pun intended, but big.
Yeah, anytime you shrink the field down here in the red zone is tough.
Yeah, so Ethan Mullins in the backfield. He's going to take the snap at about the 13-yard line. He takes the snap. We have a penalty, and we've got a false start penalty. So the Warriors have gone from 1st and goal from the 5, a 2-yard loss, a 2-yard loss, and now we're going to go back 5 more yards on the false start. So now we're shooting our own self in the foot.
We are going in the wrong direction.
So it'll be 3rd down and goal now from the 14. So you'd have to assume now at this point we're going to have to look for maybe some type of a passing play from Ethan Mullins. But then again, with that said, I'm no coach, but maybe when you think pass, you go run. I don't know. The Warriors break the huddle again. 4 wide receivers, 2 to this side, 2 to the far side. Ethan Mullins in the backfield, joined by, again, the running back, C.J. Crabtree. Mullins takes the snap. He drops back to pass. He looks. He goes up top. He tries to throw it to Dylan Mullins, who made a wrong read, and the pass will be intercepted by Devin Lester in the end zone, and that will be a touchback for the G-men.
Yeah, something happened there. There was miscommunication. I don't know who to put that one on because I'm not in the huddle. So I think there was just miscommunication there by some people, and now we had a great opportunity, and now we give them the football back.
Looked like Dylan Short was making a post route, was cutting to the inside, and the pass was going more
to the corner.
Towards like you said, towards the corner. And the only guy who had a chance at catching that one, unfortunately for the Warriors, was Devin Lester, and we've already seen he doesn't miss those very often. So Graham will take over on the interception at their own 20-yard line with 4 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here in the first half. He's joined in the backfield by, again, big number 3, Jazz Reed. It's a screen pass out wide. He crosses the 20 out to the 30, finally pushed out of bounds at the 35. Again, that pass was to number 13, Christopher Chenault, the speedy Graham wide receiver. And, Kelly, we've mentioned a lot of times in this game about momentum and not coming away with points and now giving Graham the ball back, and they come right out with a big 15-yard play. All of the momentum now shifts back to Graham.
All the momentum to Graham here with 3 minutes and 58 to go in the first half. And the Warrior defense seems to be kind of on its heels right now.
Yeah, so it's going to be pivotal for the Warriors to keep them out of the end zone. It's another screen pass, this time to Lester on the right-hand side. He makes the first guy miss. There's a flag on the play as Lester crosses the 30. He crosses the 20. There's no one to stop him. He crosses the end zone. It's a touchdown. So the only thing that's going to stop Graham from tacking on points, Kelly, is going to be that little yellow flag on the field.
Yeah, there was a block in the back on that play on Central's Damon Lester. He got hit in the back, which allowed Lester to go the distance for the touchdown there. Don't mean to confuse the radio listeners, but we did mention two Lesters. There are two Lesters on the play. Okay, so that one's going to be brought back, but it looks like what Graham has gone to now, we've seen them utilize 3 different styles of offensive philosophy. They got the ground and pound with the 2 big bowling ball running backs.
Yeah,
they've got the deep ball with Chenault, and now they're throwing the hitch patterns to their little speedy guys and Chenault.
Yeah, Chenault and Allen both, really fast. And Allen was the one, or I'm sorry, Lester was the one who caught the big 91-yard touchdown pass, and he had his man beat by about 5 yards as he sprinted down the field. And on the last 2 plays, Graham has just thrown a little, as you say, little hitch passes out wide, one to Chenault, and then he uses his speed for 15 yards. And then on that play, Lester, the swing pass to the other side, he took it to the house, but a block in the back brings it back. It'll be first down and 5 for Graham at their own 41-yard line with 3:47 left in the first half. Allen drops back to pass. It's a pump fake, and he's got a man wide open. That's number 20 who makes the catch at the 20. He's across the 10. He's across the 5. And, Kelly, that is another Graham touchdown. That time it is a 51-yard touchdown pass to number 20, Isaiah Justice.
Sometimes you run plays to set up a play. We saw 2 consecutive hitch patterns. One was a 15-yard gain. One was a touchdown that was called back. Now they fake the hitch. They pump that, send the guy deep down the field, and Allen's not going to miss that throw.
Yeah, they had Chenault on the near side. He broke back on the hitch pass. Allen with the pump fake. Justice was sprinting down the left sideline. He had no one within him at about 15 yards, and Allen hits him with a perfect throw, and there was nobody there to touch him. The point after attempt is blocked by the Warriors defense, so that will keep the score, Kelly, 20-3 with 3 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the first half.
Yeah, just an absolute backbreaker for the Warriors. You have the ball on the Graham 5-yard line, 1st and goal. You shoot yourself in the foot with some penalties and some plays for loss, and then have the interception. The ball goes back to Graham, the G-men. You catch a break on a touchdown pass that gets called back, and then on the very next play, they hit a big one over the top.
Yeah, and again, we've talked about Graham. We've had almost a half to look at them, and they're
fun to watch.
I mean, they've got a little bit of everything. They've got size. We've talked about the size of their guys up front. Their running backs are big. The wide receivers are tall and fast for quarterbacks. He's built like a quarterback. He's tall, lanky, 6'2". Again, recruited by Purdue. They've got the total package out there. And right now, Central's done well at times on defense, but at some point when you've got all that, it's hard to stop. There's the kickoff. It's kicked short. No one from Central receives it because a whistle blew as the ball was in mid-flight. We've got a flag on the kickoff. It appears that Graham may have crossed the 40 before the ball is kicked, so it'll be an illegal procedure penalty on Graham. So that'll back him up 5 yards here on the kickoff, which may be huge considering the last time Graham had the ball, they kicked it into the end zone. So not only do they have the big play capability, they've also got a kicker who can kick a touchback off a kickoff.
Well, Graham's one of those teams early preseason polls that people predicted that would go a long ways. I can see them going deep into the state playoffs with this kind of offense.
Yeah.
And defense and special teams.
Yeah, and the defense. Again, Central's offense has done well at times. We've driven the ball down. We've been inside the red zone Twice. Unfortunately, all we have to show for it is a field goal at this point. But again, Warriors have done well on offense, but stopping this Graham team on defense has been tough. There's the kickoff. It will be received by C.J. Crabtree at the 5. He crosses the 20 out to the 30 and will finally be brought down right at the 30-yard line. So the Warriors will start their next possession on the 30. I'm sorry, it wasn't Crabtree on the return. That was actually Matthew Boggs on the return.
Here's a score of interest, Chris. At the half, Union leads Gate City 26-0.
So at the end of the day, at least we're not Gate City. Where the Warriors are putting up a better fight than the Gate City Blue Devils, who we will see later on this season here at Warriors Stadium. Gate City will travel to Wise to take on the Warriors later on here in the Mountain 7 regular season. So we got 3 minutes and 31 seconds to go. The Warriors trail 20-3 and take over yet again. We still have Ethan Mullins in at quarterback. This time he's flanked by 2 running backs. He hands it off, and the Warriors running back this time will be met in the backfield. There was not Crabtree on the run. I'm unsure. We'll see who exactly it was. Whoever it was did not gain a whole lot on the play, if anything. Looks he's going to get a yard run.
That was Noah Bowling.
Also, number 2, Noah Bowling. It's the first time we've called his name out, at least as far as running out of the backfield here tonight. Again, Noah, last time we called a game, Kelly, had a few big runs, had a big touchdown run that he broke for about 50 yards up the middle. Had a pretty good game the last time we called here at Warrior Stadium.
He sure did. Noah's a tough runner.
All right, Warriors come out now again with 3 wide receivers now and 2 guys in the backfield, joined by quarterback Ethan Mullins. He takes the snap. He's going to roll out left. It's a straight run. He's led by Noah Bowling on the block, but he's going to be hit hard as he gets out around the 33-yard line, Kelly. We'll give Ethan a gain of 2, and with 2.5 minutes to go, brings up a huge 3rd down and 7. And, I think that the Warriors would like to at least gain a 1st down or 2 and not give Graham the ball back here before the half.
Yeah, Ethan was hit hard by Cameron Allen, actually, and looks like he's a little disheveled out there on the field right now. The Warriors are already without quarterback Isaiah McAmis, and now Mullins, it looks like he's got his bell rung a little bit, maybe pointing to his nose, maybe, I don't know. But he got hit pretty hard.
Checking the nose or maybe the teeth. Again, some of these big names we've been calling out on offense, they also play defense for Graham. Allen's been out here in the defensive secondary. Devin Lester's been back here playing safety and defensive secondary as well for Graham. And not only can they throw, catch, and run, but as we just saw in that last play, they can also hit.
So I guess, and you don't want to think about this situation, but we're already down McAmis. Mullins in the game now, just got his bell rung. Who comes in next? Is it Damai Lester? Probably the senior.
And maybe I'm not sure exactly what the depth chart is.
Peanut's not in his head over here. Yes, Damai quarterbacked some down at Union last year.
Yeah,
of course he transferred to Central over the summer, so. He would be the next in line. We hope it doesn't get to that point, obviously. But, sometimes you got to think about those types of things.
Yeah, if you just joined us, Isaiah McAmis went down with a leg injury in the first quarter. He was scrambling out to his right and went down around his own 20 to 25-yard line and immediately grabbed at one of his legs and walked off on his own power, was checked over on the sidelines. We've yet to see him come back in the game. We see him on the sideline. He's holding his helmet in his hand. Appears to be walking around okay right now. We can't really judge the level of the injury. But Ethan Mullins is still in the game after that last hit that he just received and is about to guide the Warriors on 3rd down and 7. He takes the snap, drops back to pass. He throws it up high. It's a jump ball situation that will not be called. The Warriors had a chance to come down with it. It was thrown up to number 4, Ben Brickey. Looks like he hit Brickey in the hands, but he was unable to come up with it. Kelly, that's 2 balls now that Brickey's probably had a chance to come up with. That one a little more tougher than the first one, but 2 pass plays that the Warriors really needed Brickey to make.
Yeah, well, that would have been a highlight catch. That was a good route by Ben and had a defender on him. It did hit him in the hands, but again, he was outstretched. Gave all he had on that one, so that would have been a great catch.
So 2 minutes and 10 seconds, the Warriors line up to punt, so Graham will get the ball back with plenty of time for their high-powered offense to tack on some more points before the half. This punt by Noah Bowling goes higher than it went far that time. It was almost blocked as Graham sent a whole house of guys in. They had about 5 or 6 guys right in Bowling's face. It did not get touched, but I think Bowling kind of saw that coming and had to get the ball away. Looks like the punt is only going to travel about 14 yards, Kelly. So Graham is going to take over here with 2 minutes and 4 seconds with the ball in Warriors territory on the 48-yard line.
Graham is looking for the knockout punch here. I hate to say it in the second quarter, but 20-3, and a lot of things have gone wrong early in this first half for the Central Warriors, and with Cameron Allen and Chenault and Lester and Reed and those guys, they're looking to make a statement here to end the first half.
Yeah, again, the Warriors hung in there. They had the ball, a chance to cut it to another one-score game, but now they need a real big stop here before the half. Allen takes the snap. He hands it off to number 3. That's Jazz Reed, who goes up the middle. And about 8 or 9 Warriors touch him before they finally drag him down, Kelly. He gets it out to the 35-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 13, and I think that was 13 yards after the initial touch, because he carried a lot of guys with him.
I'm telling you, I'm a 40-year-old man. I wouldn't want to get in front of that. He's coming hard. He can run.
So you're 40 and you're a man.
I'm not Mike Gundy. I'm not Mike Gundy from Oklahoma State.
We got 1:45 to go. Graham has the ball at the Warriors 35. Allen takes the snap himself. There's a flag on the play. Allen crosses the 30, crosses the 25, makes some Warriors miss. He's finally pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line, but I believe we're going to have a hold, and that 15-yard run by Allen will be negated, and Graham will be pushed back a few yards.
Yeah, good athletic play there by Cameron Allen, and but that one's going to come back, fortunately, for the Central Warriors.
Yeah, big possession. Again, Central received the opening kickoff, so Graham will get the ball back to start the second half. If you're a fan of the Warriors and Graham punches this one into the end zone here before the half and then gets the ball back to start the second half, any chance the Warriors have at that point may be negated. At least right now, it's still a 20-3 game. Things are really going Graham's way right now. Graham is starting to take over the control of the ball game, but maybe a stop here, a regroup at half, and maybe you can give yourself a punching chance in the second half. So it's 1st down and 19 for the G-men. Allen drops back to pass across the 50. He goes over the middle. The pass comes up a little bit short. I believe that's Justice again, number 20 for the G-men. Down, and that'll count against his stats, but that was a drop. That one was the first, bad pass that we've seen out of Allen. So 1.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Graham has the ball, 2nd and 19 on the Warriors 44. They have 4 wideouts and a single man in the backfield. Allen takes the snap, hits a read option. Allen keeps it. He hurdles the guy. Big hit by the Warriors as Allen gets out around the 40-yard line. Couldn't quite tell who the hit was. Allen was dancing around, had his back turned to his own goal line, and was met in the face by a Warriors tackler. We'll give him about a 4-yard gain. So with about 1.10 minutes to go, Graham will face a 3rd down and 15, looking to score here before the half. Allen drops back to pass. He surveys the field. He's chased out of the backfield, and he will be sacked by the Warriors. Big sack this time.
Isaiah Reynolds.
That is Isaiah Reynolds on the sack. I believe that was number 10. Number 16. I'm sorry. With a huge sack right there on Allen. The first time the Warriors have been able to bring really anybody for Graham down in the backfield. And so now it is 4th down and very long for the Graham G-men. They actually cross midfield and are in their own backfield. And it's going to be they haven't put it up on the scoreboard yet. It's 4th down and very long. In fact, the first down marker is all the way down to the Warriors 25. And Graham has the ball at their own 48, so it's going to be 4th down and 28 now. 4th down and 28 with the clock now rolling under 50 seconds to go. Graham trying to decide whether or not it's worth maybe a Hail Mary shot here before the half, if they should punt it deep. Play clock is down to 10 seconds, and Graham's still in the huddle. They do have 1 timeout left that they can use. And the play clock now down to 1. The play clock expires, and we have no call as of yet. There's a whistle. And Graham will now march off the field, and I believe they will use their final timeout. And that is correct. So with 26.4 seconds remaining in the first half, after the huge sack by Isaiah Reynolds that pushes Graham all the way back across midfield, making it 4th and 28, Graham now elects to punt. So the Warriors defense comes up with a big stop here to close out the first half. As I said, Graham gets the ball to start the second half. So, again, a huge stop right here by the Warriors. Maybe get a little bit of momentum out of this stop heading into the half. Graham lines up for the punt. There's the snap, and the punt is away. It's a good high spiral punt. Ethan Mullins will run back on it. He'll let it bounce. It will roll inside the 10-yard line all the way down to the 6-yard line where it will finally be downed, and Central will take over the ball with 16 seconds left in the first half, trailing 20-3. And there's a flag, I believe, on the play. Let's see what the call is here as the referees gather together around the Warriors' 40-yard line. The flag is thrown at the Warriors' 34-yard line. No indication as of yet as to what this may be. But the Warriors will take over with not very good field position here to close the half, so I'll probably expect the Warriors just to maybe take a knee or maybe run a play and let the first half expire. The penalty is a hold against the Warriors, so instead of starting this drive on the 7, we'll move the ball half the distance back to the goal line. So the Warriors will take over on about the 4-yard line. Again, with only 16 seconds remaining here in the first half, expect the Warriors probably to just run one play and then take it into the half. Again, it's been a pretty good first half so far for the Warriors. They fought, and gave themselves a chance. Graham's offense pretty high powered. Good stop right there at the end of that last possession here to close out the half to keep Graham off the scoreboard. Graham got good field position, had a chance to really put this game out of reach going into the half. So at least the Warriors have something to hang their hat on going into the half. Warriors break the huddle. They've got 4 wide receivers. Ethan Mullins standing in his own end zone, takes the snap, and he hands it off to Crabtree. Crabtree is met at the line of scrimmage for a no gain. And just as I expected, with no timeouts, the Warriors will elect to let the clock expire, and we'll go into the half. So at the half, it's Graham leading the Central Warriors 20-3. Again, just a recap here of the first half. The Warriors got the ball to start the half and drove down the field. Good offensive drive. Got all the way down to the Graham 5-yard line and eventually stalled out, had to settle for a field goal. But the Warriors took an early 3-0 lead to start the game. Graham got the ball back after that, was able to drive methodically down the field, led a lot by the legs and the sheer power of number 3, Jazz Reed, the 215-pound running back. He just pounded his way down the field and was able to punch it in for a touchdown to give Graham the 7-3 lead. The Warriors got the ball back on their second possession, was able to move it across midfield, but unfortunately for the Warriors, the drive stalled out. They elected to punt the ball and play the field position game. A good punt by Noah Bowling pinned the Graham G-men down inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. So the Warriors, the punting game accomplished its goal, flipped the field, and had Graham pinned down inside the 10. Unfortunately for the Warriors, on the very next play, Cameron Allen hit Devin Lester for a huge 91-yard touchdown pass. The ball traveled about 50 yards in the air. Lester caught it at around the Warriors' 45, did a little shake and bake, ran about 65 yards to gain the last 45, went into the end zone untouched. And just like that, it was 14-3 Graham on the 91-yard touchdown pass. Warriors got the ball back again and drove the ball down, got the ball down to the 5-yard line, had a first down and goal from the 5. On the first play, the Warriors went back 2 yards. On second down, the Warriors went back 2 yards again. A false start penalty moved the Warriors back to 3rd down and 14. And on the next pass, Ethan Mullins tried to hit I believe he tried to throw it up to Short. Yes, he tried to throw it up to Dylan Short in the end zone, and unfortunately the connection did not connect, and Ethan Mullins threw an interception to Devin Lester in the Warriors' end zone. Graham got the ball back and was able to drive it down the field. Actually had a 4th down play on one drive that a pass was dropped and the drive stalled. But the next time Graham touched it, they were able to drive down the field again thanks to a huge pass. This time it was on a pump fake from Cameron Allen. He pump faked it to Chenault on the side, Instead, threw it deep to Justice, and a 65-yard touchdown pass gave the Graham G-men a 20-3 lead. The pending point-after attempt was blocked by the Warriors. Both teams got the ball back again for another possession or two, and neither team was able to put up any points on the board. And that gets us to where we are right now at the half, with the Graham G-men leading the Central Warriors 20-3. Again, we'd like to thank our game sponsors who make this game possible tonight. Tonight's game sponsor is Shade Tree Landscaping. Shade Tree Landscaping, providing professional tree service and landscaping. If you have any home landscaping needs, please give Shade Tree Landscaping a call. Their phone number is 276-328-1415. Again, that phone number is 276-328-1415. Again, it's Shade Tree Landscaping. Our first down sponsor for tonight has been England Consulting Group. We'd like to thank them for sponsoring every Warriors first down. Our other sponsors who help make this contest possible and this broadcast possible for you is Lonesome Pine Country Club. Again, Lonesome Pine Country Club, one of the premier golf courses in Southwest Virginia. We'd like to thank Chris Stacy and the crew down there at Lonesome Pine Country Club for helping make this broadcast possible. There is a coupon still available on WarriorNationBlog.com. If you go to WarriorNationBlog.com, there is a $5 off green fees that you can use at Lonesome Pine Country Club. Again, on weekdays, you can play 18 holes for $35. On weekends, after 11 o'clock, a green fee is $40, and that includes 18 holes with a cart. Other game sponsors are Evan Sturgill Photography. And again, as I mentioned, England Consulting Group is tonight's first down sponsor. If you'd like to become a sponsor and help us out and bring you future Warriors broadcasts, again, we will be with you next week as the Warriors welcome in the Abingdon Falcons for homecoming night. Homecoming will be against Abingdon Falcons next week, and we look forward to bringing you that contest. So if you'd like to become a sponsor, email us at warriornationblog@evansturgillphotography.com. Again, if you'd like to be a sponsor, email us at warriornationblog@evansturgillphotography.com. You can also contact us on social media at Warrior Nation Blog. Again, that's on Twitter. And that handle again is Warrior Nation. That's Warrior, WARRIOR, Nation, NATN, blog. Again, on Twitter at WarriorNationBlog.com. You can also reach us on Twitter at Sturgill S Media. In Sturgill S Media on Twitter. Or you can get in contact with Kelly Foster and I. My Twitter handle is Coach Wilson17 on Twitter. And Kelly's is Coach K Foster on Twitter. And we'd love to hear from you guys. And, you know, any critique or any comments that you'd like to make our way. Again, both of us are amateurs at this. We're doing the best we can. Hopefully you guys enjoy listening to us at home. Or even if you pull us up after the game. I know I talked to a few parents and players after the last game against Eastside, and they said they love going back and, if nothing else, being able to listen to the game after it was over. I know I talked to one of the dads of one of the Warriors players, and he said he laid in bed after the game and listened to the game as he went to sleep, and it was fun being able to relive the contest and listen to his name be called out and all the stuff. And again, said we did a pretty good job. Again, you know, this is not easy work. It's fun work. We both enjoy doing this. And again, we'd like to thank Evan Sturgill for making this possible. You can also get in touch with us on Facebook at Warrior Nation Blog. You can look us up on Facebook. If you ever need help finding the links to these broadcasts, you know, Evan does a good job of putting those links on Twitter as well as on Facebook. And I know I try to share the links on Twitter as well. And those links are always there, even if you don't listen to the game live like you should. Everybody should be listening to this game live, even if you're in the stands. You know, pull this game up, listen to it on your phone. But again, you know, if you get home later on this evening and you want to listen to the call and see what happened tonight, you know, you can always go back and listen to the game even after it has happened. Again, the nice game sponsor is Shade Tree Landscaping, providing professional tree service and landscaping. Give them a call if you need any landscaping needs at 276-328-1415. Again, we got about 13 minutes, just under 14 minutes here remaining in at halftime. You're looking at here on the field. It is Youth Warrior Football Night. All of the Youth Warriors football teams being recognized out here on the field before the game. We've got Crunch Bunch players, Division I players, Division II players, as well as all of the cheerleaders and parents and coaches and everyone who's involved with the Warrior Youth Program. Looking at here, there's enough kids that stretch all the way from the 50-yard line and go all the way back through the end zone. So, well over 100 kids out here right now being honored and recognized, having their names called out over the PA system, and being honored for their performance in the Warriors Youth Program. Again, the reason you have to listen to me right now and try to kill time is because Kelly is involved in the Warriors Youth Program. He is a coach of the Division I team for the Warriors, and he's currently out there on the field with his team and with his players, helping them stay lined up and get honored and recognized here at the game tonight. Again, Kelly does a great job with that Warriors youth football program. Been coaching it for several seasons now, even all the way back to his oldest son, Cameron, who played some as well, now with his son, Ethan, who I'm sure one day we'll be calling his name out here on Warrior Nation blog when he suits it up for the Warriors when he gets to high school. Again, we're down to just about 12 minutes here at the half. We'll try to look up some scores here of some halftime games across the region. Maybe we'll try to bring you guys some stats. So we're going to step aside here for just a couple of minutes. So we'll go silent here, like I said, for a couple of minutes, and we'll try to dig you guys up some scores from some other area games, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back here at Warrior Stadium here with tonight's football contest between the G-men of Graham, who currently lead the Central Warriors by a score of 20-3. Got some halftime scores around the region to update for you guys. Again, some of these scores are a little past due, but it's the best we can do. In the second quarter, with about 8 minutes to go in the game, or in the half, I'm sorry, John I. Burton led the Twin Springs Titans by a score of 42-0. Again, that was with 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. The Raiders of John I. Burton up big on Twin Springs Titans, 42-0. That's a Cumberland District matchup. Rye Cove leads Castlewood 13-8. That was at the half. Again, scrolling through, trying to find some scores. Abingdon trailed Hidden Valley at the half, 21-13. Again, Abingdon is who we will see roll into Warrior Stadium 1 week from the night as the Warriors welcome the Falcons for homecoming. Continuing on, again, Holston leads Rural Retreat 26-14 just before the half. Chilhowie up big on Northwood. Chilhowie leads Northwood 52-0 at the half. Again, Chilhowie made that huge run last year in Division I, making it all the way to the state championship game before they got beat by, I believe it was James River. Searching around for some more, Richlands is tied 14 at the half. Not exactly sure who they're playing, but it's tied 14 at the half there. 26 minutes ago, Eastside and Thomas Walker. Eastside was up 21-6 at the half. I'm sure that game is now already into the second half. But again, at halftime, Eastside led Thomas Walker 21-6. At the half, Union led Gate City 26-0. Again, that game's probably already in the second half as well. Union leads Gate City 26-0. Grundy was up on Honaker 6-0 at the half. Trying to see here. That's about most of the local scores. Ridgeview led Lehigh 21-0 just before the half. And a lot of these scores are a little past date. Again, we're like a lot of you, we rely on social media, checking Twitter and seeing what some of the updates are. But again, Ridgeview up at the half. John I. Burton up big at the half over Twin Springs. Union up pretty big at the half against Gate City. And again, here Graham leads Central 20-3. Kelly finally joined us back here. He's done shaking hands and kissing babies and parading around. Kind of did his whole little parade beauty pageant lap around the field.
Did you see me walk by?
Yeah, I believe some of the Graham fans were chanting Kelly Foster over on the other side. So he ran over there and ran around, gave him a little victory lap. I think at one point took his shirt off and waved it over his head.
I know people bought their ticket to come talk to me, come see me. I'm just trying to be a man of the people.
I mean, I've never seen people hand babies to someone like that. Man, you were just kissing babies and shaking hands, and man, you were a man of the people.
Just got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean?
The people's champion.
Popular guy. Had a bunch of people, trying to touch my shoulder as I walked by, and
you showing all them youth Super Bowl trophies over there. I mean, you had kissing the rings, one on each finger and 3 on the thumb. And
some would call me the Bill Belichick of youth football.
Bill Belichick. I believe those some would be you. I believe that is a self-made nickname.
I'm just kidding.
Bill Belichick.
Kinda.
We're on to Abingdon.
We're on the Hayside tomorrow, actually.
On to Hayside.
Well, I'm just gonna let me just say this. That's why I left. Went down with the youth football program. We're real proud of our Warrior youth football program. We're a part of the Tri-Cities Youth Football League, which is new. It's a new league for us. We were a part of the Southwest Virginia Football League. We're no longer a part of that. Now we're part of the Tri-Cities Youth Football League. Play teams like Gate City, Lee, John Battle, Johnson City, Daniel Boone. 13 teams in that football league over there. And so far, so good. We're 2-0, and we're on to Hayside tomorrow. Go to Hayside to play. Starting the young division starts at 4:00 tomorrow. We'll have our first home game here at Central High School next Saturday against the Clintwood Wolfpack.
Yeah. I mentioned there at the half. You talked about the youth program, and at one point I looked out there and with players and cheerleaders combined, there were so many kids that it stretched almost about 70 yards across the field. So, great job by the Warriors youth football. I commented on you out there. You've done a great job leading the Warriors youth football, both with your older son Cameron and now with your younger son Ethan. You've been a part of that Warriors program now for probably close to a decade.
Yep.
And doing a great job coaching those young boys who hopefully will be suiting it up on Friday nights here in front of this crowd, whether it's 3-4 years away, 5-6 years away. At some point, many of those kids dream of playing in this game on this night on this field.
Oh, yeah, and, I look out here on the field, and there's a lot of these kids that I actually coached when they were in youth league and youth football league. So, it's rewarding. It's fun. The kids learn how to play the game the right way. It's competitive. So hopefully, we want to build good football players, but we want to build good young men. And so hopefully we're doing that. And I'm pleased with where the program is headed.
Yeah, you've done a lot with, not just the Warriors football program, but, been a part of the youth baseball, youth football, and even, spent some time in the youth basketball program as well. So a lot of time spent helping the Warriors' future here at Central.
Don't give it up for me. You have too. So
I do what I can. But halftime is over, and the Graham G-men will receive the second half kickoff. Again, Graham leads 20-3 as we prepare to play second half football. Again, a huge stop right there at the end of the first half. So the Warriors hope to maybe capitalize on that to start the second half. They'll need a big stop on defense and some points on offense if they want to get back into this game. There's the kickoff. It's another short kickoff taken at about the 30. That's received by number 6, Travis Booker. He goes middle, breaks it back out to the right, and, man, he is a load to break down. And he finally gets all the way out to midfield. So the Graham G-men here to start the second half will begin it with very good field position.
Booker doesn't tiptoe around. He does what we refer to as running behind his pads.
Yes, and he's got some.
And when he gets some momentum going, get out of the way.
He has some ample-sized pads. Just a few first-half stats to give you guys. In the first half, Cameron Allen, the Graham quarterback, went 5 for 7, Kelly, and threw for 209 yards on 5 completions. And for the Warriors, leading the way was C.J. Crabtree with 11 carries and 106 yards on the ground.
It's 2 really good first halves by 2 good football players.
Yeah, absolutely. But, again, 5 catches, 5 receptions, 209 yards. And, again, a lot of that was aided on that 91-yard touchdown strike early in the second quarter. On the first play, Allen throws it out wide to Lester. Lester breaks free. He's across the 20. He's across the 15. No one's going to touch him on the swing pass. And just like that, 17 seconds into the second half, it is a 50-yard touchdown throw and catch from Allen to Lester, 26-3 now, Graham.
Well, you can add some more yards to Cameron Allen's stats. Graham comes back to the play that they ran in the first half that got called back for a penalty. This time, Lester goes the distance with 51 yards for the touchdown.
51. Yeah, scoreboard says 50, so we'll give him 50 yards. So he's up to now 259 yards passing on just 6 completions in the game. So when he does complete a pass, what we've seen, Kelly, is they're not just short dink and dunk passes, which actually they are, but sometimes his receivers' legs are doing the work. The extra point splits the uprights down the middle, and just 17 seconds into the second half, it's Graham 27, Central 3.
The thing I see in these Graham receivers, they just have an extra gear. It's like they're shot out of a cannon. They can run, they can catch. They're a good football team. A little side note, before the half started, I did see Isaiah McAmis back down on the field throwing football, looked like he was trying to get loose. Maybe he re-enters the football game here on this next Warriors offensive possession.
Yeah, he's patrolling the sideline right now. Look, his helmet is on. Look like he's ready to come back in the game. Commenting on these Graham guys, Lester, 175 pound, 5'11". He's just a junior.
Wow.
And that's his second. Wow. That's his second touchdown reception on the night. Again, Allen is a senior. Chenault is a senior. The other touchdown catch tonight has been by Isaiah Justice. He is a 6'2", 175-pound junior. So Allen and Justice both preparing. They'll be back next year. So this Graham offense is just loaded with some younger guys as well. The kickoff by Graham travels about 2 yards deep into the end zone, so it'll be signaled a touchback. C.J. Crabtree electing to just let it sail over his head. And so the Central Warriors will begin their opening possession of the second half with the ball on their own 20-yard line, trailing 27-3.
Well, you're down 27-3, so do we run a little up-tempo here to try to get back into the football game? It looks like even though McAmus was warming up on the sideline, looks like Ethan Mullins is going back into the football game. At this point,
yeah, Ethan Mullins back in the game. I think if you're the Warriors, what I expect to see is probably the same type of offense we saw in the first half. See if we can't maybe get some breaks, some runs, get some sustained drives, maybe just try to chew up some clock and see if we can't put some points on the board. Mullins hands it off to Crabtree, breaks out to the left. He crosses the 20, gets out to about the 23-yard line before being brought down by a slew of Graham tacklers. We'll give C.J. Crabtree a gain of actually 4 on the play, make it first or second down and 6.
Good run on first down by C.J. Again, carrying the rock tonight, already over 100 yards rushing.
The tackle was made actually by Cameron Allen, again playing again in the defensive secondary for Graham, tackling C.J. Crabtree out in the left open field.
He's just a big old kid.
Yeah, he is. Again, 6 foot. What is 5 foot? 6'2",
6'2",
175 pounds, something like that.
Under center.
Yeah, for the first time that Ethan Mullins, the quarterback for the Warriors, goes under center. He throws a little swing pass. That pass actually was backwards pass. It goes through the hands of the receiver, Dylan Short. Graham will recover the fumble and will take over the ball now at the 10-yard line. So, Kelly, the first time tonight we've seen the Warriors go under center. They throw a backwards screen pass that sails through Dylan Short's hands, and that will be a fumble and a turnover.
Yeah, that whole play was just kind of out of sync. The ball was a little high, went through Dylan's hands. Backwards pass. You got to know, you got to get on that football. Graham jumped on it, and now they're in business here from the 12-yard line.
Yeah, so now we've reached that point of, you hesitate to say, we're all here pulling for the Warriors, but, Graham now set up for their second touchdown here in about a 2-minute span and could really bust this game wide open. They hand the ball off to Booker in the backfield. He'll be brought down right at around the line of scrimmage. Good job on the tackle that time. Can't quite tell the number. 69 on the tackle out there for the Warriors. Number 69, that is Daniel Hawkins, a freshman for the Warriors, was able to bring Booker down in the backfield, or actually at least to the line of scrimmage. So good tackle right there on the play to keep the Graham offense from really gaining anything. It looks like they're actually going to mark him down for a 1-yard loss on the play. So good job right there by Hawkins on the tackle.
Good job right there by Hawkins. So second and long for Graham.
But we've seen tonight second and long, third and long, first and short. The Graham offense has just about everything. This time Allen drops back to pass. He throws a slant pass a little bit behind Chenault that time, and it will fall incomplete. Good defensive coverage right there by number 4, Ben Brickey on the play. Chenault with a little slant pattern right there. The pass from Allen just a little bit thrown behind him, and Chenault was unable to come up with the catch.
He had Chenault open, but again, just threw the ball behind him. Ben comes up, lays a good hit on Chenault, and now it's third and long.
Yeah, if Allen throws that ball a little bit more out in front of Chenault, it's probably a touchdown for Graham. But luckily for the Warriors, the pass just a little offline from Allen to Chenault, and that will bring up a 3rd down and 10 situation for Graham at the Warriors' 13-yard line. Graham breaks the huddle. They have 4 wide receivers out wide. Again, Allen in the backfield. Joined this time, I believe it is Booker again in the backfield. Allen drops back to pass. He looks to his right. He throws it to Lester, and the pass will be broken up that time. Good defensive play that time. I believe that was by number 20, Matthew Boggs, on the coverage. Lester again on a slant pass, the ball thrown just a little bit behind. Actually, I don't know if it really thrown behind him that time, Kelly. Just really good defense by Matthew Boggs on the play.
Yeah, Matthew comes up, makes a good play. What you're seeing here out of Central is a lot of man coverage. So the defensive backs have to step up, and they did a good job on those last 2 plays.
Yeah, so Graham's going to line up to kick the field goal this time. It'll be about a 31-yard field goal. So, pretty good little attempt here for the Graham kicker. He lines up at 10:06. There's the snap. The kick is up. It's got plenty of distance. Good-looking kick, and the kick is good. So give Graham 3 more points on the 31-yard field goal. And with those 3 points, with 10:02 remaining in the game, Graham leads the Central Warriors 30-3.
That kick would have been good from around 45 yards.
Yeah,
he really got into that.
Yeah, it landed all the way back there on the track back there where they, in the track and field, they probably do the the high jump You see the pad and stuff over there, some of those track and field activities that probably take place back there. Yeah, it cleared the uprights by a good 10 yards, if not 15 to 20 yards. It would have been good from 41. Maybe I won't go any further than that, but good kick right there by the Graham kicker, and we've seen him kick 2 balls into the end zone for touchback, so he's got plenty of leg. And, again, maybe it's the green shoes.
It's got to be the shoes.
It's got to be the shoes. Or Mars Blackman now. It's
money.
The shoes. All right, so 10:02 to go. Central is back to receive the kickoff. There's the kick. It's traveling back towards the end zone. C.J. Crabtree will field the ball with about a foot inside the end zone. And as you predicted earlier in the game, Kel, I believe it is a high school rule that if the ball goes into the end zone, it is an automatic touchback. And that time Crabtree fielded it with 1 foot inside the end zone, so it will be ruled a touchback, and the Warriors will start at their own 20.
That would be one thing that I've gotten right tonight.
So kissing babies and things like that.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Warriors down 30-3 with 10:02 remaining in the contest. The Warriors break the huddle on the sideline. Again, the last time the Warriors had the ball, it resulted in a fumble on a screen pass to Dylan Short, which set up the Graham G-Men with good field position. This time the Warriors come out in their traditional shotgun with 3 wide receivers and Crabtree in the backfield. Crabtree takes the handoff. He's met in the backfield and will be brought down at the 16-yard line, so it'll be a 4-yard loss for the Warriors.
Graham's just pinning their ears back and coming. That was a run blitz off the right side, and CJ had nowhere to go.
Yeah, we've reached that point. We talked a lot about momentum in the first half. The Warriors had chances to get momentum. Graham had a chance to regain momentum. And, Graham never really seized control of the momentum. It was more of sometimes the Warriors just couldn't quite capitalize when they had their chances. And now we're at that point in the game to where, Central could use a score just to sort of stave the tide. But when you're down by 27 and you're facing this team, it's hard to really generate a lot of offense. Mullins takes the handoff. It's a read option. He keeps it himself and will be met in the backfield. Looks like about a 2-yard loss, Kelly.
Just nothing there. Again, Graham's pinning their ears back, and they're just coming hard on every play. Right now, the Warrior offense is in reverse mode, coming out of the locker room after halftime, and so we're here at third and 15 from the 15-yard line. So do we put it in the air here? Do we keep it on the ground, keep this clock moving? I think you got to kind of put the ball in the air.
Yeah, I think you got to try. We'll have to check with Pino, but I don't think the Warriors have completed a pass yet tonight. So all the yards they've gained so far has been on the ground. I think Graham has picked up on that. Mullins will drop back the pass. He throws it out to the right. He underthrows his receiver. It will be deflected by Travis Booker for the Graham G-Men, and will be batted down incomplete. The pass was intended, I believe, for number 4. That would be Ben Brickey over on the right-hand side, but the pass came up well short of Brickey, and it was batted down by Booker, and Central will be forced to punt.
Yeah, that ball came out of Ethan's hands a little funny. It kind of wobbled its way out there, just didn't have a whole lot on it. So Noah's back, Noah Bowling back in punt formation for the Warriors. He's got off a good kick early in the game, and then the second punt didn't travel as far. So
he's standing at his own 3-yard line, waiting to receive the snap. There's the snap. He gets the punt away. It might have been deflected. It comes down at about the 20-yard line. Graham does touch it, which makes it a live ball fumble. The Warriors are signaling they've recovered. We're waiting official word from the official, and at this point we have not gotten it yet, so we'll have to wait and see whose ball it is.
It looks like the official's just going to spot the ball and give it to the G-men. He's going to say that the ball was not touched by Graham after the ball was blocked.
Actually, Kelly, I believe you might be incorrect. He was actually the head official. The head referee was actually pointing Central ball.
He did.
It is Central ball.
The official on the far side held his hand. That's the guy I was looking at.
Yeah, the chains were actually set up for the Warriors to have the ball, and that's what it'll be. So a slight break for the Warriors. Because I was going to mention, here we are, we're not even 4 minutes into the second quarter, and Graham was about to receive their 3rd possession. We talked in the first half how it was huge to keep the ball out of their offensive hand. We was about to give them a 3rd possession in the second half. But the Warriors will keep it, and on the opening play, they'll hand it off, and C.J. Crabtree is met by a couple of Graham tacklers, picked up off the ground, and thrown down for maybe a yard gain. But that play had really no chance from the start.
Nowhere to go. Those running lanes that CJ had in the first half have quickly closed, and I think Graham is just content to just play the run until we can show that we can hit some passes. They're going to keep coming.
Yeah, and at this point, as I said on the last possession, so far the Warriors have not completed a pass and have no passing yards. In fact, they actually came out and threw a screen pass backwards that ended up resulting in a fumble with Graham recovering. Ethan Mullins comes out in the shotgun. He'll take the snap on his own 15. He hands it off on the read or on the jet sweep. That's number 12. He comes out across the 20-yard line out to the 25-yard line. So that handoff goes to Maddox Reynolds, the first time we've called his name tonight, Kelly. Picks up about 6 or maybe about 4 yards actually on the run. Gives the Warriors a manageable, what looks like about a 3rd down and 3 play here with 7.5 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, Maddox showed real good burst there on that jet sweep and picked up good yardage there on 2nd down. So 3rd and short for the Warriors from the 27-yard line.
Going back to that Eastside game, that jet sweep play was the play that really
we saw
worked.
it a lot that night.
Yeah, handing it off to C.J. Crabtree off, especially that right side, resulted in a lot of big plays. This time it's Matthew Boggs going in motion. He receives the handoff on the jet sweep. He'll be met behind the line of scrimmage, Joe. Looks like he's going to be pulled down for a loss of about a yard, maybe a half a yard. And so now about halfway through the third quarter, the Warriors are met with another 4th down. It'll be 4th down and 2. And let's see what the Warriors elect to do here.
Looks like they thought about it. Now they're sending the punt team out. We got to be careful here. We don't get this one blocked because we were close in the first half. They got the next one, and now we're back out. Noah's out here ready to punt it again.
Yeah, Noah Bowling's first punt was a great one, pinning the G-man inside the 9-yard, inside the 10-yard line. The last 2, however, have not been so favorable to Bowling. Let's see what he can do on this one. He stands at his own 15-yard line. He takes the snap, gets the punt off. That one's a little bit better. He kicks it at about the 15. It sails out of bounds over on the G-men sideline. It appears they're going to mark it out of bounds at about the 46-yard line, 45-yard line. I don't think he can decide where he wants to stop.
You don't know where he's going.
Yeah, he's going to mark it out of bounds at the 46-yard line. So we'll give Bowling about a 20-some-yard punt there, but Graham's going to take over yet again to start this drive in Warriors territory.
Yeah, at this point, Graham is got the ball in plus territory here on the Warriors side of the field, and Cameron Allen trots back out there onto the football field, and you can expect more of the same from this G-men offense.
Yeah, Kelly, I hate to say it, but it's almost at this point in the game, down by 27 points, it almost appears that Central's just sort of they're in kind of survival mode at this point. You don't want the game to get too far out of hand. You like to break some plays, see if you can't score, but at the same time, try to keep the scoreboard looking somewhat competitive if you can. Allen in the backfield, he drops back the pass here. He surveys the field. It's a screen pass out wide to Reed. He's got some territory to run. He's a big guy. He hurdles the guy, gets it out across the 40-yard line. So a lot of going on right there, only for about a 7-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, we got a personal foul down here after the play. One of Graham's players just really put a cheap shot on Ethan Mullins there around the 31-yard line. Fortunately, the official saw it, threw the flag, so that's going to be marked off against Graham.
So probably marked off at the spot of the foul. So if it's after the play, maybe it'll be 2nd down. If not, Graham's going to take over again behind the chains. Again, that's been somewhat of a saving grace at times for the Warriors. Graham on a couple possessions has moved himself back, and on the turnover on downs earlier in the game, Graham actually had like a 1st and 30 play. Actually got down to about 4th and 8.
Yeah, it was 1st and 31.
Yeah, so sometimes when the Warriors have been able to stop Graham, it's been Graham's own personal undoing at times. So it will be 1st down yet again here for the Graham G-men with the ball now across midfield in their own territory at the 47-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 18. Again, 6 minutes and 19 seconds in the third quarter. Graham leads the Warriors 30-3. Allen is the quarterback in the backfield. He's flanked by 4 wide receivers, 3 to his left, 1 to his right. It's Booker this time in the backfield. Allen takes the snap, drops back the pass yet again. He throws it out to the left. He has a receiver. That's Chenault, who breaks the initial tackle, skirts the sideline, picks up about 7 more yards after breaking the initial tackle. He crosses the Warriors' 45-yard line, finally brought down at the 43-yard line. That'll bring up a second down at about 7 for Graham.
Yeah, the Warriors' defensive front is just not getting any pressure on Allen. He's just sitting back there and just picking his targets.
Yeah, and Chenault, again, was probably met around the 50, he broke that tackle and picked up about 7 more yards after the initial contact. That'll create a second down and 7. Graham again with 4 wideouts. Booker in the backfield. Allen waits for the snap. In 5:30 remaining here in the second quarter, and Allen's calling an audible over here to the right-hand side. Again, this guy's recruited by the Big Ten. Now he's there calling audibles. He drops back. He throws that little screen pass out to Chenault. He's got a lead blocker. He crosses the 35 across the 30. Finally brought down at the 29-yard line. That'll be a first down on the 14-yard screen pass from Allen to Chenault.
You know, that's such a simple play. It's just a simple, just up and hit the receiver quickly with the football and let him do the rest. It's really just like an extended handoff.
Yeah, it's almost like Allen saw that they were giving Chenault a little bit of room. Maybe he called the audible at the line and threw a quick screen pass out to him. And, again, after that, it was all Chenault's legs. Allen again in the shotgun. He has 4 wide receivers and Booker to his right. He drops back to pass yet again. He looks to his right. He pump fakes. He now tucks it and runs. He's across the 30, across the 25, and finally chased out of bounds just shy of the 20. They'll mark him out at the 21-yard line. So what looked like it, could be a gain of about 2 or 3, Allen's legs turns it into a gain of about 9 or maybe 8, and it'll create a second down and 2. We'll give him 8 yards on the run.
Good coverage downfield that time by the Warrior defensive backs. They were really tight man coverage on the outside, and Allen had nowhere to go with football. He made something out of nothing on that play.
Yeah, he tried to pump fake and maybe set something up off the pump fake. Didn't see what he liked, and then just tucked it and ran and got 8 yards on it. High snap this time. Allen bobbles it. The Warriors have Allen in the backfield. He eludes 3 tacklers and finally is able to escape and throw the ball downfield. And we have a flag on the pass play. So let's see what the flag's all about. And the Warriors had Allen sacked in the backfield for about an 8-yard loss. He eluded 2 would-be tacklers, was able to get outside the pocket and threw the ball down the field. And we've got a flag on the play.
This could be terrible here if this goes the way I think it's going to go. Allen was just trying to get rid of the football. There was a flag on the play. He was just trying to throw the ball out of bounds. There was a receiver in the area.
And the referee's talking over to the Warriors sideline. It's going to be
offensive pass.
It's going to be offensive pass interference against Graham. So again,
it looked like the Graham receiver was pushing Damai Lester out of bounds.
Yeah,
and so the official saw that through the flag. The ball was near both of them. He was just trying to throw it away, but it wound up near both of them. So good call there by the official.
Yeah, again, Allen did a good job of eluding the sack, and it looked like he was just trying to throw the ball way out of bounds. Unfortunately for him, the ball didn't get out of bounds, and Lester may have had a chance at the play, but instead he was interfered with, so it'll create a second down and 17. Allen drops back to pass. He looks to his left. He pulls the ball up. He finally makes the throw. It is caught across the 20, inside the 50. That's Chenault. He breaks a tackle, crosses the 10-yard line, and finally down around the 8-yard line. Kelly, I haven't watched a whole lot of high school football the last few years, but what I'm seeing out of Allen, this guy's he's the real deal when it comes to quarterback. I mean, he read that, he surveyed the field, he found it's almost like he checked that one down and finally threw it to Chenault, and then Chenault did the rest with his legs.
Well, he's a good quarterback, but you got to have good receivers too, and he's got guys that can catch the football. They also understand that when a play breaks down to come back to the quarterback, so they've had a couple of those type plays happen tonight. This Graham offense is on a roll here with about 4.5 to go in the third quarter.
And Graham leads 30-3 with 4:15 left in the third quarter. They have a first down and goal situation from the Warriors' 8-yard line, and Allen sees the play clock running out and quickly calls a timeout. So that'll be Graham's first timeout here of the second half, and with 4 minutes and 10 seconds, the Graham G-men again lead 30-3. Again, tonight's game sponsor is Shade Tree Landscaping. They provide professional tree service and landscaping services. If you have any home landscaping needs, please give Shade Tree Landscaping a call at 276-328-1415. And this game is also brought to you tonight by Lonesome Pine Country Club, Evan Sturgill Photography, and the England Consulting Group.
Score interest to pass along for Major League Baseball. The Atlanta Phillies are tied at 1 in the bottom of the fourth. Braves' magic number is 4. To me, not so much to Chris, but at this point of the year, we're looking for a division champ out of Atlanta.
I'm not sure who's exactly interested in that, but some games that
there are some Braves fans out there
that may actually be interested in some other stuff. The Bears lead Gate City 33-7 with 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in that game. So Union on the way to another Mountain 7 conference win tonight over the Gate City Blue Devils. The timeout is up. Allen takes the snap, fakes the handoff. It is actually deflected. Good breakup right there by Matthew Boggs on the screen pass. Not exactly sure who the pass was intended to. Can't quite catch the number there for Graham, but it was a play action pass right there by Allen. He pulled the ball back, tried to hit the slant pattern, and good defensive pass breakup by Matthew Boggs on the pass.
Yeah, they went back to the slant. They ran it down here a couple of times last possession, and Matthew Boggs did a great job breaking up the play.
Yeah, Graham likes to go to the slant pass here inside the 10-yard line. So far for the Warriors, I guess luckily they haven't been able to connect on one. This time they hand it off to Booker. He is met in the backfield, met again in the backfield, met again in the backfield. Will finally be brought down. That's actually Jazz Reed. He'll actually be pushed back about 15, 16 yards. Let's see where they mark his forward progress down. Looked like they're going to mark him down. He actually got tackled, Kelly, at the 25. Again, the play started on the 8. They're going to mark him down at the 18. So it'll be a 10-yard loss. Great job by the Warriors defense bringing Reed down in the backfield.
So we talk about Reed and Booker looking like bowling balls, and that time they were going the wrong direction. It was the right direction for the Central Warriors. He looked like he got knocked off his feet, was attacked by several of the defensive linemen from Central, and lost about 16 yards there.
Yeah, but again, it took about 3 or 4 guys to finally bring him down. So now it's 3rd down and 18 for Graham here with the ball on their own 18-yard line. It's actually 3rd and goal. Allen drops back. He looks to his left, throws the ball up high, and it will fall incomplete. Ball's thrown up into the end zone at the back pylon. That pass was intended for Justice in the left corner of the end zone. He was covered well by Damon Lester, and the pass will fall incomplete, which will bring up a 4th and goal situation at the Warriors' 18-yard line.
I'll tell you what, when you get in a game like this and the score is what it is, as a coach, you start looking for positives, anything positive. And I think this possession here, we're going to see what happens on 4th down. It looks like they're bringing their field goal kicker back out again. But, that was a good defensive stand there. You're looking for guys who are not going to quit no matter what the score indicates. And so good job there by the Central Warriors defense.
This will be a 35-yard field goal attempt by Graham. Again, so far he's 1 for 1 in the contest. Snap's not great. He does get the hold down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. There's a flag on the play, though. The Warriors may have gotten into the backfield and maybe disrupted the kicker. Not exactly sure. Again, the kicker for Graham is number 22, Joey Dales, a 6-foot-tall junior. Let's see what this flag is and whether or not the points will hold. If the points do hold, it'll be Graham 33, Central 3. If it's a running into the kicker penalty, they may elect to take the points. But if it's roughing, it'll be an automatic 1st down and would be pretty demoralizing for Central at this point.
Yeah, we're waiting on the officials to make the call, but there is an official walking down toward the goal line asking for the football. It is a roughing the kicker, so man, what luck is that? I mean, you get a good defensive stand, you bring them out, you make them settle for 3. You didn't make the field goal. You make them settle for 3, but then you get a roughing call, and now they got the ball 1st and goal from the 9. That's demoralizing for your defense.
You mentioned there, some positives. The game's pretty much at this point, you don't like the Warriors' chances, but, hanging your hat on something, this has been twice that Graham got the ball down inside the 10, and both times the defense for the Warriors had kept them out. Let's see if they can do it a 3rd time. Allen takes the snap. This time it's a direct run. He'll go into the end zone untouched. It'll be a 9-yard run from Cameron Allen, and instead of 3 points, Graham will take the 6 points and the touchdown.
Yeah, it's just deflating. I mean, as the defense, you come off the field and you feel pretty good. Hey, we held them again, 2nd time in a row. They've been down there knocking on the door. We give up a field goal, and then you get a roughing call, and then first play, touchdown. So
instead of just 13 points for Graham, the pending point after attempt will give Graham 17 points if it's good here in the 3rd quarter. We talked a lot about it there in the 1st half. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is clearly good as it will travel all the way onto the track. We talked about in the 1st half how key it was for Central's offense to keep control of the ball, to keep this Graham offense off the field. And for most of the 1st half, Central was able to do that. I believe Graham only had maybe 4 or 5 possessions in the 1st half. at one point, we're halfway through the third or second quarter, and Graham had only had 3 possessions. They had 2 touchdowns, but it was 14-3. And the Warriors offense was doing, they were driving, but just couldn't put points on the board. And you knew that if you're going to drive and not put points on the board, eventually it's going to catch up to you. And it appears we're at that juncture of this game now, to where those failed drives early in the game, and not putting up points. It's kind of reached that point now to where,
turning point of the game, 14-3. CJ Crabtree breaks a long run, gets tackled at the 5.
Yeah.
We go backwards.
Yeah. And settle for no points. And
had an interception in that drive, I believe.
So Graham's touchdown gives them 37 unanswered points now after the Warriors took an early 3-0 lead. The kickoff will be received at the goal line and brought out by Crabtree. He crosses the 20, finally brought down at the 23-yard line. He caught that one right at the goal line, Kelly, so not a touchback that time. And so the Warriors will actually start with a little bit better field position than they would have with the touchback. Instead of at the 20, we'll start to drive at the 24-yard line.
At this point in the ball game, it's 37-3 with 2:54 remaining in the third quarter. You got to wonder when Graham begins to start to sub some guys in. But as I say that, look out, Cameron Allen's out there, Chenault's out there. They still got the majority of their starters in the ball game.
Devin Lester, the wide receiver, still out there. So, a lot of the starters in the secondary and even, the key offensive figures are still in the game. Again, Ethan Mullins in for the Warriors at quarterback. If you just tuned in, Isaiah McAmus was injured in the first half. He appears to be okay, but at this point in the game, Coach Luke Owens will keep him on the sideline. The Warriors handed off to Maddox Reynolds on the jet sweep. He'll cross the 25, finally be brought down to the 26. It'll be a gain of about 2 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Warriors.
Hard running there by Maddox. On that jet sweep, it's really important that your outside guys get blocks.
Yeah, so this is the 4th Warrior possession so far of the second half. And at this point, the Warriors –
we got a first down yet.
We have not gotten a first down yet. In fact, this is the furthest down the field the Warriors have gotten, and we're still on our own 26-yard line here with 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Feel like this whole quarter's been played between the 30 and the goal line.
And that's the reason it feels that way is because it has. Maddox Reynolds again on the jet sweep. Instead of get it to him, they give it to, I believe that was Crabtree in the backfield. And as has been the theme here lately, Crabtree will be pushed back, and the 2 yards gained on the first down play will be lost on the second down play, so it'll be 3rd down and 10, under 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, they're just swallowing everything up. I mean, there's no running lanes. It's just tough sledding right now.
Yeah. Again, the Warriors have 0 completed passes on the night. They have no pass completions, 0 yards through the air. Graham, I believe, has picked up on the fact that Central is just going to continue to run the football. And at this point, 3rd down and 10, you're in a definite passing situation. So Graham can pin their ears back. There's the snap to Mullins. He just rolls out to the right, breaks a few tackles, was met at the 20, was able to fight it back out to about the 23-yard line. It'll still go down as a loss of 1. I'm actually going to say it's back to the original line of scrimmage. So, Kelly, another possession here by the Warriors results so far in 0 yards. And look like the Warriors may elect to go for it this time on 4th down.
Well, I mean, that was 3rd and 10, and Graham had 9 men in the box. So we run a quarterback sweep to the right. Not going to be very successful there.
Yeah, again, the Warriors are on with their backup
pinning
quarterback.
Their ears back.
Yeah, we're on our backup quarterback. Ethan Mullins is a freshman. Probably did not expect to come in tonight and be the quarterback. There's the snap to Bowling on the punt. It's a low punt, but it does get away and gets a great roll. Graham feels it at the 32-yard line. That's Lester. He comes out to his right. He's across the 35, across the 40. Will finally be chased down out of bounds by number 75. That's Tanner Hensley for the Warriors. So a pretty good punt that time by Bowling. Again, it's going down for about a 35-yard net punt. So based on the last few punts that Noah has had, the Warriors will gladly take that punt and put Graham at least across the 50 and make him drive a little bit more here with 28 seconds left in the third quarter.
Third quarter, you get the punt, and I look down here on the punt, and there's Cameron Allen out there trying to lead block for his punt returner. Pretty good by your quarterback.
Yep. So we'll see how much longer Graham elects to stay with these starters. Again, 28 seconds left here in the third quarter. Graham leads this game 37-3. Checking some scores here again as we wait for the next possession. The Ridgeview Wolfpack lead 42-0 over Lehigh. That was an updated score from 6 minutes ago. Chilhowie defeats Northwood 59-9. That game is now a final. Again, as we mentioned a few seconds ago, Gate City trails Union 33-7. It looks like Lee has scored now, make it 42-7. The Ridgeview Wolfpack over the Lehigh Generals. So
good for Lee.
Yeah, yeah. Some moral points, or just something to help the old morale, I guess, late in the game against Ridgeview. But it looks like Ridgeview is on their way to remaining undefeated, and not only in conference play but also overall play.
Had a penalty on that punt. Now it looks like.
So Graham will take over now at their own 22-yard line. First down and 10. Allen takes the snap. He hands it off to Reed, who breaks a few tackles out to the left. He gets a first down, crosses the 40, crosses the 45. It takes 8 Warriors to finally just push him out of bounds as he approaches midfield. So we'll give Reed a gain of about 27 yards on first down. And, all that yardage we gained on the penalty, Reed makes up for it with his legs.
Just a big, powerful run. He was carrying folks down the field. Looked like he was giving a piggyback ride.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was 8 might have been an exaggeration, but there's at least a half a dozen Warriors are trying to do what they could to bring him down, and they never did bring him down. They finally just forced him out of bounds. But we're down to 18.2 seconds to go. Graham has the ball. Allen's still in the game, quarterbacking. He takes the snap here on first down. He hands it off. No, he keeps it himself. He's met in the backfield. Met again, breaks a few tackles. He's back to the original line of scrimmage. He's still on his feet. He's going to turn about a 6-yard loss into, Kelly, a 1-yard gain. And really on that one, you just got to say either you got to give Allen some credit for breaking tackles, or you just got to say the Warriors have to do a better job tackling right there.
I think it's a little bit of both. A little bit of both. I've been on this end of a ball game as a coach and as a player, and it's tough. It's tough being out there, but the competitor in you want to go make every play. You just got to want to go make every play, and 37-3, things look bleak. But as a player and even as a coach, you can't look at the scoreboard right now. You just got to keep playing. Maybe work on some things that you're going to take into next week's game with you or next week's practice.
Yeah.
Just some things like that. Try to take away some positives. I don't know. Maybe here in the fourth quarter we may see some new faces on both sides of the ball. Maybe some kid stands out. Maybe some kid jumps out at you, and you can say, hey, there's a kid that's playing hard, scores out of hand. This kid keeps playing hard. Maybe he can help us somewhere down the road.
Yeah, it's got to be tough. You mentioned at this point, the competitor in you makes you keep going. This is the third straight loss now that the Warriors are facing. Obviously the game's still 12 minutes to go, but it's pretty much at this point, going to be a Graham victory. And you got homecoming next week, so you'd like to find some momentum, find something positive. We talked about against Virginia High, there was some positives late in that game that could carry over. Again, Graham's just a tough opponent to follow that up with, but maybe you can find something to build on for next week. They come out, and Allen throws a swing pass out to Lester on the left. Lester breaks a few tackles, crosses the 40. That'll be a Graham first down. He's finally pushed out of bounds at the 38-yard line. It'll be a gain of 12 as we see Graham still with their starting unit on the field.
Yeah, they're just kind of keep matriculating the ball down the field. They're just going to use that little swing pass out to their receiver and just go.
Yep.
They're just ready to they want to score some more.
Yep. So, again, Graham breaks the huddle. They've got 4 wide receivers. The regular core still out there. Allen in the backfield. He's flanked by Booker, his running back to his left. Allen takes it. It's another swing pass out to Chenault. Looks like maybe they got away with the block in the back. Chenault breaks a few tackles. He's 5 yards deep in the backfield. Crosses the 40, breaks another tackle. Will finally be pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. At one point, Kelly Chenault was at least 5, if not 7 yards in the backfield and turns it into a first down.
You know, these guys are great athletes, don't get me wrong, but at some point you got to get the guy on the ground.
Yeah.
You got to get him on the ground.
I mean, you know, we've talked.
And it's easier said than done. Okay, it is. I mean, he's a great athlete. They got some great athletes, but, you know, get him on the ground.
Yeah. So gets a first down for Graham. We have 11:40 remaining in the game. Graham leads 37-3. Allen in the backfield again, 4 wide receivers. He drops back to pass. It's a pump fake. He's going to tuck it and run. He crosses the 15, will finally be drugged down at about the 14-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6 for Allen on the quarterback keeper, which will bring up a 2nd down and 4 for the Graham G-men.
Yeah, again, Allen dropped back to pass. They look. I mean, maybe Graham's working on their passing game for next week. I don't know who the opponent is or anything like that. Who they have coming up, but you know, Allen keeps putting the ball in the air.
Yeah, maybe they got something they got to work on for next week. Maybe this drive is what they're going to use to work on that, and we'll see what happens from there. This time, Allen hands it off to Booker. Booker breaks a tackle, goes out to his right. He crosses the 10. He'll be met again at the 5. And finally brought down on the far side of the field. He gets to the 5-yard line. It's going to end up being a gain of about 9 on the play. That'll be a first down for Graham, setting up a 1st and goal situation for the G-men at the Warriors' 5-yard line, leading 37-3.
Yeah, another big gain for Graham, but another missed tackle for the Warriors. You know, we had him at the line of scrimmage and missed the tackle, so now Graham 1st and goal. Inside the 5.
Again, Allen and Booker in the backfield, setting up for his first down and goal situation from the 5. Last time Graham got this way or this deep, Allen kept it himself and ran in for a touchdown. That's what they'll try to do here. It's a fake option, and Allen will sprint into the end zone untouched. Again, a little fake option pitch out to Booker. Allen chooses to keep it himself, and he'll scamper 5 yards for the touchdown. And with those 6 points, Graham now takes a 43-3 lead with 10:30 left in the contest.
That's a really well-designed play. They had trips to the right side of the field. The linemen, I noticed on that play, got a little wider on their splits, created a running lane for Allen, who promptly took it in for the 5-yard touchdown.
So Graham will line up for the extra point. Joey Dale's back to kick it. He kicks it, and it sails completely through the uprights again. Kelly, maybe Dale's threw us for a loop there on that first extra point of the night. He kicked a little knuckleball through. It didn't look very good, but ever since then, he's kicking them from 35 yards, and these extra points are sailing through rather easily. And with that, it's 44-3.
Well, you know, if you're gonna wear neon green shoes, you better be able to kick the football and. And he's doing a pretty good job. Maybe we need to get some green shoes.
Yeah, I don't think I can quite pull off the green shoe look.
No, but you can pull off a green shirt and green pants at school.
I can do that. I can sport the colored looks, and I can even wear white pants on Wednesday. I do not abide by the after Labor Day rules. I will wear my white pants on Wednesdays. I will wear my white belt.
And you used to have a bow tie Tuesday.
I used to wear bow tie Tuesday, and have now created music T-shirt Friday. And today I wore the lovely Miss Britney Spears T-shirt to school.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all you can say is wow.
And I wasn't there for that.
And you was not there for that. There's the kickoff by Dales. It travels down to about the 3-yard line, received by the Warriors. That is C.J. Crabtree, who crosses the 20 across the 30 to the 35 and finally pushed out of bounds at the 40. So a good run back by C.J. Crabtree right there. A return of about 37 yards will give the Warriors pretty good field position here at their own 40-yard line.
C.J.'s still playing hard. He got that ball, got straight up the field with it. Good return there for the Warriors.
All right, we've reached the point in the game where the clock has now, we'll resume running. Running
35
clock,
point.
Yeah, the running clock rule. So it's now under 10 minutes and rolling as the Warriors trail 44-3. The Warriors send back out again Ethan Mullins at quarterback, the freshman, replacing Isaiah McAmus, who was injured in the first quarter on a scramble out to the right. C.J. Crabtree still in the backfield. Ethan Mullins, again, the shotgun, takes the snap. He hands it off to Crabtree to the left. He crosses the 40, will be met. Tries to break a tackle, will be unable to do so. Looks like it'll be a no gain, creating a 2nd down and 10 for the Warriors.
Yeah, just no running room. No running room to the left, no running room to the right, no running room up the middle. And that's been the story of the second half.
Yeah, it has been. Again, the Warriors still searching for their first down of the second half. And every time the Warriors have gotten the ball, they've just been unable to produce any offensive production here in the second half. Again, no completions through the air. And again, no first downs at all here in the second half. We're at under 9 minutes now. Ethan Mullins in the shotgun. Man goes in motion. I believe that's Noah Bowling. It's a pitch out to the right to C.J. Crabtree. He crosses the 41 out to about the 42. It'll be a gain of about 1. A little different play right there that we haven't seen tonight, Kelly. A little Noah Bowling goes in motion from the backfield, and a little pitch out to the left, or out to the right, off the right tackle. But, again, only about a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, just a toss right to the boundary side of the field, and just no running room there. CJ took a big hit on that last play. He's coming. I don't think he's hurt. I just think he's coming out of the game.
Yeah, you finally get to the point. Crabtree, again, he had 11 carries in the first half. He's probably well over 20 carries now for the game. And he had 116 yards in the first half. He's probably not much higher than that at this point. Has been unable to break anything here in the second half of the Warriors. The handoff this time is to Matthew Boggs, who goes up the middle, actually has a pretty decent game. Will pick up about 3 or 4 yards, gets the Warriors out to cross the 45-yard line. He'll be marked down right at the 45-yard line. So that'll bring up a 4th down and 6 situation. And, again, the Warriors send out the punting team.
Yeah, and it looks like Graham has got several substitutes in the ball game now as well.
Yeah, we see some new guys, some new faces out here now for the return team. It looks like Xavion Turner is back, as well as Ian Repass. Turner, a freshman, Repass, a junior, set back to return these punts. They stand at their own 25-yard line. Bowling awaits the snap. He stands at his own 33-yard line. There's the snap. Not much of a rush this time. Bowling kicks it high, not very deep. It will land out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. So
hit a cheerleader with it.
Yeah, hit a cheerleader in the back. So they're actually going to mark the punt out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Unfortunately for the cheerleaders, they're facing the crowd the whole
they
night.
They can't see.
So they don't know what's going on behind them. So without a warning, they don't know, and the cheerleaders give the
got to find something to laugh about.
Give the unlucky lady, I guess, a round of applause. She's kind of grabbing at her left hamstring. She may came up a little hurt on that play. Even some of the football team giving her a thumbs up. She's now watching the game to make sure she don't get hit again. But at this point, you got to find something to laugh at. We're not laughing at the performance of the Central Warriors by any means. They put up a valiant game tonight, hard fought, especially in the first half. But unfortunately, this Graham team is just loaded down. And we see some reserves in that. We'll try to do what we can to make sure we get these names right. On the first play by Graham, they hand it off to the right. It's a run of about 6 yards. That run was by number 25, Javonte Reed, a sophomore who weighs, get this, Kelly, 240 pounds.
That's all.
Out of the backfield.
That's all.
Yeah.
Man, where do they get these guys from?
I don't know. I don't know what's in the food over at Graham or what's in the water. But
these guys are solid. It's not like they're big guys. But they are. But they're like solid. Yeah, and they're fast.
And they're fast as well. Once they get the ball moving downhill, they're hard to bring down. The quarterback now for Graham is number 7, Colton Wimmer, a 5'10", 170-pound junior. He hands it off. It's a fumble, and the Warriors will recover on the fumble. It looks like it will be recovered by numbers at 57 for the Warriors. Can't quite make out the number. I believe
67.
67 for the Warriors. That is Devin Dingus, a sophomore defensive player there for the Warriors, comes up with the fumble. So Graham puts their second unit in, and on the second play that they run, the Warriors are able to come up with a fumble. And with the clock rolling under 5 minutes now, the Warriors will regain possession on the Graham 45-yard line.
And that's a positive. That's a good job there by the Warriors creating a turnover.
Yeah.
That's one of those things you got to look at. So we got a positive here in the second half. We had a good defensive possession.
The Warriors go back out on offense. Again, Ethan Mullins in at quarterback, C.J. Crabtree in the backfield at running back, 4 wide receivers out wide. Ethan Mullins in the shotgun, 4 yards back of the line. He takes the snap. He hands it off to Crabtree, runs out to his right. He's got a little bit of running room this time. He crosses the 40. inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. He'll be out close to a first down. Again, the Warriors looking for their initial first down of the second half. Looks like he'll be about 2 yards shy, but a good 8-yard run that time by C.J. Crabtree.
Yeah, really hard run. CJ's ran the ball football hard all night long. He's also taken some big hits.
Kelly, Evan just pulled up here that Graham does have a former running back who played a little bit of NFL by the name of Ahmad Bradshaw. In fact,
okay.
I recall that now. We work with a guy, Lance Ayers,
right,
who played some high school football up Graham's way and actually kicked for the University of Virginia's College at Wise. And he was actually telling me about that the other day, that he played on the team that played against Ahmad Bradshaw. And they said that if you could stop him, you could stop Graham. But the problem was nobody could stop him.
Yeah. I remember Ahmad Bradshaw played for the Giants.
Yeah, remember the Super Bowl winning Giants.
Beat my Redskins several times.
Yep. On the second down play, the Warriors moved back a few yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds. The handoff goes to Crabtree. Oh, that's actually Matthew Boggs. He crosses the 35-yard line, and for the first time here in the second half, Kelly, that is an England Consulting Group first down by the Warriors.
A nice run there by Matthew Boggs, and again, that's a positive. Pick up a good first down here. A little under 3 minutes to go in the football game. I'd like to see us punch one in right here.
Boggs has had a quiet, a pretty good game. He had a few pass deflections there on defense on some of them slant plays that Graham were running. He's had a pretty solid game. We haven't called his name out a whole lot on offense. Crabtree's done a host of the running there for the Warriors on offense. This time, Maddox Reynolds gets the ball. He crosses the 25, breaks a tackle, gets the ball out across the 20. We have a flag on the play. Looks like Graham will be charged with a late hit on the run. So with the clock rolling now, Kelly, under 2 minutes and 25 seconds, it'll stop on the penalty. You've mentioned positives. It would be a huge positive right here for the Warriors. If for nothing else, they can punch this in and get a touchdown before the clock expires and the game ends.
Yeah, we need to punch this thing in. I think it's important you get a touchdown on the board and get some positive momentum heading into practice on Monday and in the end of next week.
So after they mark off the penalty, it'll be half the distance of the goal. The Warriors will take over right just inside the 10-yard line. So it'll be 1st down and goal from the 10. The Warriors won't be able to pick up a first down on the rest of this drive. We're down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds, getting the score 44-3. The Warriors hand the ball off. Is that C.J. Crabtree or is that Boggs? That was Matthew Boggs on the run off to the right. He'll pick up about 3 yards down to the Graham 7. Bringing up 2nd down and goal from the 7 with 2 minutes remaining in the contest.
Looks like CJ's checking back into the game here. 2nd and 7 from the 7. Minute 56 to go.
As we've said, the Warriors just trying to find a way to punch this in and put some points up on the board before the game. And again, just find some positives heading in the next week. Mullins takes the snap. He hands it off to Crabtree, and he is met by about 6 different Graham defensive players. Leading the way on that tackle was number 7, who decided to hitch a ride on the back of CJ's back. That's Colton Wimmer, and he just basically weighs CJ down and brings him down. It'll be a loss of 3, so it'll be 3rd down and goal now, Kelly, at the 10-yard line with 1:20 remaining.
Yeah, we got 2 receivers to the near side and 2 to the far.
4 wideouts here for Central. Ethan Mullins in the backfield. C.J. Crabtree joins him. He hands it off to Crabtree. Crabtree off to the right. He'll pick up about 4 yards and finally drug down at the 6-yard line. So, Kelly, if we're going to punch it in, it's going to have to come on this big 4th down play. It's 4th down and goal from the 5. We have 1 minute remaining. Barring a penalty, this will most likely be the final offensive play that the Central Warriors will be able to run. It'd be nice to see him punch it into the end zone.
Yeah, let's get in the end zone right here.
Again, 4 wide receivers out wide for the Warriors. Ethan Mullins in the backfield. He takes the snap. He hands it off. It's Matthew Boggs. He breaks a tackle. Great job by Matthew Boggs right there. He was brought down in the backfield. At least it appeared. He stayed on his feet, was able to break the tackle, and punched it into the end zone. It'll be a 5-yard touchdown run for Matthew Boggs. And you got to give Boggs all the credit on that run, Kelly. He could very easily have gone down, and you talked about finding some type of spark, finding that player that showed they weren't going to give up. And on that drive, that was Matthew Boggs.
Absolutely. Good feet, kept his feet moving, showed the drive and determination, got the ball in the end zone.
The extra point is up and good. So with those 7 points for the Warriors, again, they find a positive here with 29.5 seconds remaining. Graham still leads and is going to carry the victory out of here. The score as of right now, again, is Graham 44, your Central Warriors 10. But again, great job out there with Matthew Boggs. Just got done saying, he doesn't have a whole lot of yards. Crabtree's got most of the yards tonight. Again, Crabtree probably up around 25 carries now, if not closer to 30 in the game. Matthew Boggs kind of getting some of the late game carries right here, and very easily could have came down at the line of scrimmage and stayed on his feet. Gets the what will probably be the lone touchdown tonight for the Warriors. Some big defensive blocks, some tips there in the defensive secondary, and just a good game by Matthew.
Yeah, a really good game by Matthew. He came out tonight ready to play football. It showed in his play. So we pick up a touchdown there and make the score look a little more respectable at 44-10. So we got a kickoff and maybe one more play, and that'll put a bow on this one.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more here after the contest is over and kind of wrap this game up. But Graham's going to head out of here with a win. It'll be 3 wins in a row for the G-men. For the Central Warriors, it'll be their 3rd consecutive loss after the win at home against Eastside. And then the bye week, it'll be 3 losses, and 2 of those losses, Kelly, pretty much no doubters. You go back to the Ridgeview game, and then tonight, the scoreboard's going to say this one was a no doubter, but I kind of felt like the Warriors kind of stuck with it for a half, but again, we'll come up short down the scoreboard. There's the kickoff. It'll be received by Graham at the 30. There won't be much of a return on the kickoff. It'll be brought down pretty much right at the 30-yard line. And with 25.5 seconds, again, the lead is now just 34, so we won't have a running clock. But for all intents and purposes, we expect Graham to either run one play or take a knee, and that'll do it.
Yeah, one play, and that'll put a bow on this one tonight, Chris. And like you said, decent first half by the Warriors. We missed some scoring opportunities down in the red zone, similar to what happened against Eastside, and then the snowball effect kind of happened.
Yeah, and you kind of had that feeling that snowball effect could happen against this Graham team with some of the talent and firepower they had out there. Graham breaks the huddle. Both teams line up. Graham with 3 wideouts, 2 running backs, quarterback in the shotgun as they've been all night. They're going to take the shotgun snap and take a knee. It's a 4-yard loss on the shotgun victory formation. And with that, the clock winds down. We're down to 10 seconds, and we'll continue to trickle down. Both teams are actually already lining up to shake hands at midfield. And as the final horn finally sounds, that will be a Graham victory over the Central Warriors. Your final score here from Warrior Stadium will be the Graham G-men 44, the Central Warriors 10. Kelly, again, looking back at this contest, early in the game, the Warriors, unlike last week against Virginia High when it was the second half kind of gave them a little bit of boost. They're going to have to look at the first half tonight. The Warriors got the ball, first possession, drove it down the field, had to settle for a field goal, but had the early 3-0 lead. And then Graham got the ball back, drove down the field, scored a touchdown, got the ball back, had the big 91-yard touchdown catch, and made it 14-3. But at that point, it was still a ball game. Central sort of, it stayed at 14-3 for quite a while. Central has some sustained drives, couldn't get any points on the board. They were able to stop Graham a few times on some drives, and it stayed 14-3 for quite a while. Graham scored late there in the first half, made it 20-3, and then the second half, it was all G-men.
Yeah, I think when you look back at this game, I think what the players are going to see and what the coaches are probably going to see is missed opportunities. They had some opportunities in the first half to really help themselves out. The first drive, they settled for 3 instead of getting a 6. And then the play down here before halftime when CJ breaks the long run and then turn the ball over. Missed opportunities. But hats off to Graham, and Graham's a good football team. I mean, it's not like, here's the thing about the Central Warriors. It's not like we're playing a cupcake schedule here. I mean, we're playing some really good football teams. Ridgeview's a really good football team. Virginia High's a really good football team. Graham's a really good football team. We got another really good football team rolling in here next Friday night in Abingdon. This schedule is not for the faint of heart. We have, we played most of this game without our starting quarterback who was injured early on. That could have had an effect on the game. I thought Ethan Mullins did an admirable job stepping in, and I thought he played some good football tonight. But sometimes, Chris, it's just tough.
Yeah, you mentioned that drive. It was 14-3. Warriors had the ball at the 5-yard line. This was in the second quarter. And the Warriors, Crabtree broke that run, got all the way down to the 5-yard line. So the Warriors had first and goal at the 5 and never got any closer. Moved back 2 yards and then again 2 yards, had a penalty, then threw the interception in the end zone. And, the final score 44-10. You say, well, the Warriors scored a touchdown there. It's still 44-17. But it would have given the game a different complexion. It would have cut the game to 14-10. Obviously, with Graham's offense, it was going to be tough for the Warriors to be able to stop them all game, and we saw that in the second half. They pretty much picked the Warriors' defense apart, but it would have given the team on the sideline and the offense and the defense just a little bit different of a mindset. It had been 14-10. You'd been within one stop and a score from having the lead.
Yeah,
and me and you both been around the sports long enough to know that if you hang around long enough, you might be able to, in this case, shock someone. And, the Warriors hung around. They just never could quite get that score that they needed to kind of maybe give Graham a little bit of doubt. And then, once they got down, the snowball effect just happened. And, Graham pulled away there in the second half.
Yeah, as well as I do in any sport, in any sports, momentum's such a big thing. And I think after, getting down there like we did, and not being able to punch the ball in, it really swings momentum back in your opponent's favor. So, we punch a touchdown in at the end of the football game. That's something to build on going forward to next week. So hopefully, when Abingdon rolls in, we're ready.
Yeah. Again, that game next week against Abingdon will be brought to you live here on Warrior Nation blog here with Sturgill Sports Media. Kelly and I will be back next week. Kickoff again at 7. We'll probably go on the air again right around 6:30. So if you're looking for somewhere to listen to that game, again, Kelly and I will be bringing that to you here for Sturgill Sports Media. If you'd like to help be a sponsor of that game, please email us at warriornationblog@evansturgillphotography.com. If you'd like to be a sponsor, contact us at warriornationblog@evansturgillphotography.com. You can also get in touch with us on Twitter at Warrior Nation Blog. It's Warrior NATN Blog on Twitter, or Sturgill S Media on Twitter. You can even contact Kelly or I on Twitter. We're always however you need to get in touch with us, we can always relay the messages to who they need to be relayed to. You can reach me at Coach Wilson17, or you can reach Kelly at Coach K Foster on Twitter. We can also be reached on Facebook at Warrior Nation Blog. Again, if you're ever looking for the links to these games, these links can always be found on Twitter at those handles and can also be found on Facebook. So if you're trying to figure out how to listen to this game later on, or if you're trying to figure out how to find next week's game, always check in on that. Again, tonight's game sponsor was Shade Tree Landscaping. They provide professional tree service and landscaping. If you have any landscaping needs, please give them a call at 276-328-1415. We'd also like to thank our other sponsors tonight. Those include Lonesome Pine Country Club, Evan Sturgill Photography, and England Consulting Group. Again, this game was brought to you tonight by Warrior Nation Blog. Kelly, you got anything you'd like to add before we sign off for the night?
I'd just say this, again, you go back and I've played in these games and I've coached in these games before where the score kind of gets one way or the other. But one thing that I did like tonight was you saw a lot of guys out there didn't quit. They kept playing hard, and that's really all you can ask when the score gets the way that it got tonight. So a lot of guys out there playing hard, and you just got to regroup. You got to learn from this, but you also got to have a short memory and get ready for next week.
And you said you just got to kind of regroup now and shake this off. It is the third tough loss in a row now for the Warriors. Getting a Warriors team coming off of a 2-8 season last year, and they'd like to be able to at some point get over that hump and start stringing together a few wins. But as you said, sometimes the schedule just doesn't make it easy for those wins, and the Warriors just got to keep digging and keep fighting. So again, we'll sign off that. Again, the final score tonight was the Graham G-Men 44, your Central Warriors 10. Kelly, I'd like to wish you and your young Warriors the best of luck tomorrow against, you said Hayside, is that correct?
Yep, travel to Hayside.
Against the Hayside Tigers. Again, tonight was youth night here at Warrior Stadium. We'd like to wish all of our young Warriors the best of luck as they travel to Hayside. So for Kelly Foster, I am Chris Wilson. For Evan Sturgill and Sturgill Sports Media, I wish you all a good night.